morning, world.
And say hello to laughter when Joby Baker and Ronnie Shell star as two of radio's zaniest morning DJs, with Julie Parrish as Linda.
David Lewis at the microphone, Larry Clark in the hall, chasing one of the new secretaries.
Stop it, Mr. Clark, just stop it.
And featuring Billy DeWolf as their boss.
I run this station like I ran my ship aground.
Yes, it's all about the slightly wild world of David Lewis and Linda Lewis.
I had a yen for pink quail egg.
And Larry Clark, that busy bachelor about town. So it's get ready, get set, and go for the best radio show on television.
Hello.
Why, hi.
How does it sound today?
It sounds good. Is this the new mic?
No, but I have a different mic on, and you don't sound so good. But I'm not trying to run a game on you.
No, that's just my. I'm just dying. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. So it had nothing to do with it. This should sound good because it's an Audio Technica headset with the mic, but the mic itself might not be great.
There's a little more of a compression, but there's less of a garble factor. So I think it's definitely an upgrade.
Okay, so I'm going to look around and see what I can find. And if you say to me, Andy, everyone's got the Labrador 690 with the receptacle tip, and
you'll say I'm getting the 691.
Yeah, because it's the new version,
right?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. I should have. No, I think I did a good job. I could have paused a little bit. Let it breathe. Let your line breathe, and then come in with my line.
It was good. You played along. That's all I can ask for on a night like this.
Right, and I'm not saying that we should spend the first night of this week just talking about microphones. That's not my intention. However, they have that's my weak attack. What is I don't know. I know what they mean by a gamer headset. I know what they mean by gamers use headsets.
Yes.
But what would be different about their headset? I mean, is that what I want because those are the best? Or do you enter a world where you're going,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you want to go to the more sort of pro audio side of things, but I think gamer headsets are pretty much what's happening now.
But I didn't like that snowball. It has snowball. You know why I didn't like that snowball mic, Josh? It has snowball's chance in hell of.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Yeah, that's old.
Hey,
the snowball mic's old tech.
They're just. You know what? It makes me angry because it's almost like, yeah, we'll give you a USB, but we'll insult you with this big block of garbage.
Right.
I don't want to be sued because it's maybe a good mic. But I'm beginning to think it's not the mic, it's me, is what I have to say.
Think of how many podcasts you've been on and actually in person, and how none of them used that.
What's that?
No,
that's true. No, you know what? Okay, I'll tell you, to be honest with you, as opposed to like Don Marrero, no, why don't you be as deceptive as I would expect? I bought him for the possibility of voiceover world. You never have to leave your apartment, Josh.
Right.
You enter voiceover world, and all you do is you put 4 egg cartons in your closet, and you get the snowball mic or similar, and then without direction, you go, come on down to Toyota of Orange, where we say, do you like cars? And you drive? Well, you know it should be. Hey, at Delco, AC Delco.
Of Orange.
Of Orange. Of Orange. Hi, I'm Andy Kindler. You would know me if you really knew obscure people who've been on TV. Otherwise, have you thought about hardware? Because True Value hardware is true value.
True value of Orange.
Of Orange. So, hey, you know John Hamm, who does those commercials for Mercedes? I'm doing commercials, not for Mercedes. It's for Hyundai. And it's not just Hyundai. It's Hyundai
of Orange.
So that's why I got it years and years ago, the first generation blue ball.
You were chasing.
Were they called blue balls?
You were chasing a delusion. I understand.
Oh, it was. First of all, here's the delusion. You might as well and I'm being honest about this, you might as well stick your head out the window and just yell, save $65 on this. That's as good a chance as you're going to get getting a voiceover with setting up a goddamn rig in your closet and thinking that you're going to pierce this world. Maybe, and some people do it. That's the thing. They pierce this horrible world that once you get in, it sounds horrible unless you can make a lot of money. But you can't unless you can do it well, which I can't. That's not what they're looking for.
That's not the soothing voice that comes to mind, at least.
Ah, fuck.
I mean, I could see, if the "You're Killing Me, Larry" guy dies.
Well, let me see. I would bet your voice is more friendly. You have a friendlier voice.
I can make my voice very soothing.
All right, so sell me something. Sell me, what's something you could sell me? What do they sell? What do people buy?
I don't know. You got to give me a thing.
Okay, well, it wouldn't be a big screen TV. Sell me clothing. Show me clothing.
This season at Jimmy O's, there's a whole new line of tiny little suits waiting for you, little man. Come on in. What are you, waiting for a growth spurt? Jimmy O's. 2 locations.
I think that is very good. That is very, very good. Because it has the right amount of big guy disgusting energy. You can hear that the guy,
that wasn't a little dude doing that. It wasn't, come on down to Jimmy
small
O's.
Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody under 6 feet would dare to have that kind of dripping sarcasm. Come on, little man. You look so cute. It's Monday. Don't you look cute? Get your little body.
You look so cute in your Monday suit.
Get a mask and not one that falls off your face because you're so tiny.
All right. Wrap it around twice.
Short guy. Hey, short guy. Do you like to? Hey, short guys deserve suits.
I'm speaking to all my diminutive friends out there.
Yes, we wish to express our condolences. Jimmy O's would come out with a Amber Alert. Amber Alert. Short people die of COVID. Come on down for our spring sale. That's the kind of thing they would do. They would send you a newsletter saying you're more likely to die if you're short.
What, you think you're immune? Come on in.
The best way to avoid COVID is to duck. Come on down to Jimmy O's.
Limbo your way on in.
And get a tiny rubber suit.
All right.
With the shield.
With 2 pairs of pants.
You're going to say something when you'll certainly be glad you did. Here's the advantage of this whole new system. There's something about a laptop that allows me to see more hams. That was the name of that club. No, I'm really disconnected from the device and I'm looking at a screen and I'm like a 4-year-old kid. Now tonight I have my pad. So say something. I'll say something, okay?
All right.
Yeah. All right. So what is that? The World Series of the World Series. Yeah, I want to see that in the World Series of garbage. Okay.
And now you're going to jot it down. Is that what you're saying?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay. So much quieter.
What do you hear?
I hear nothing. I just hear silence.
Who else? What kind of horrible life? What kind of mediocre life do I have that I think that's an accomplishment? That I learned how to sit still and talk on a phone. Well, and I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon, Josh.
I'm gonna admit it's not aspirational.
It's not. But that's why, look, not everybody can say, I'm going to play the Dick Van Dyke song on a horrible instrument that nobody enjoys in 5 days. I like the mean guys who really don't know that they're saying it. Look, not everybody can play Dick Van Dyke on an instrument no one would listen to even if they were trying to take their mind off a Holocaust. No, that's not good.
They'll keep trying to hurt me, though.
Okay. Not everybody can play the Dick Van Dyke theme, which I think has 1 note and then a second note at the end. And I think it goes like this. Ba 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 ba.
Hey Andy, listen to this. It's the world.
No.
It's the world's smallest violin saying, "I'm just the right size for Andy."
Hey, Andy, here's it. Hey, Andy, I'm playing the world's... Hey, and by the way, don't get excited because you think you found your dream instrument. I'm using it as a metaphor. Fuck face. Using it as a metaphor. Doohickey. So, wow, this really cheered me up. I wasn't expecting this because it was a horrible weekend.
It really
horrible
was.
Weekend.
The world, and more importantly to this conversation, you lost Fred Willard.
Yes, and someone on one of our people, and this is where I realized that there's nothing. If you are going to take Twitter seriously, I mean, I don't mean like these people who go, "Oh, how can you take it seriously?" But you just can't. You can't react to anything on Twitter to thinking about it, because someone asked me, like, did you ever call him? What if I had called?
Well,
someone on Twitter's.
But that's because we talked about it on the show. You hesitating about calling him.
Right. But so in other words, I did think like I could see myself asking that question of somebody.
Yeah.
And then getting because I remember, Steve, I've told you about Steve Sciarippa.
I'm just saying that's more a side effect of having a podcast than it is Twitter.
Absolutely. But it just reminded me of Steve Sciarippa when he was the entertainment director at the Riviera. He had I think it was Billy Ray Cyrus, or maybe it was Garth Brooks. He had Garth Brooks, one of those two guys. I think it was Garth Brooks. And someone said, "Hey, Garth, how's he introduced him. This is the greatest guy. It's some charity." And someone goes, "Hey, Garth, how's your dog doing?" And Garth Brooks goes, "My dog died yesterday." And then and so Steve Sciarippa said he was broadcast news sweating, down his face. But, thank you for bringing him up. And he had a lovely, and everyone's crying at the event. But yeah, so I'd spoken to him about 2 weeks ago, and then I've been communicating with Hope, and I have to say he didn't sound great to me. He said he wasn't feeling great. That's one way you know.
Right. When Fred Willard says, "I'm not feeling well,"
yes,
you kind of got to not take it with a grain of salt.
And so I knew that he had something with his hip that was getting worse, and but I mean, it sounds like such a cliche, but it really is true. I mean, he could not live without Mary. She really was like a dynamo, absolute dynamo. And the whole reason why all these people got together, all of these people, I mean, it's almost like, I can't even explain it. It's like Mary loved the business that she was in, that it was show business and everything. But it's like, nobody goes out and says, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get Joanne Worley on my side." I mean, it's like the people she got were such interesting, diverse people that she got them because she loved them. You know? And so it almost looks like a plot of a movie about someone who brings together all these, Hollywood actors as they got, like Jack Riley used to go over to their house, and that was like such a thrill for me, for the guy from Newhart Show.
Yeah.
But without Mary, there wouldn't have been. I mean, Mary had more Christmas. She had 3 Christmas trees at Christmas, or 2 or 3, and all these things. And every holiday was celebrated, and she was just like the glue that held us together. And so I just think, and his health was not doing incredibly great. But I had no idea he was 86. This is where I realized.
I don't think anybody did. I don't think anyone had any idea he was 86.
Right, because I always felt like he was, I think I was fooling myself. I always thought, he's between my father and me. He's not between my father and me. My father was 13 years older than him.
Yeah.
So, I was born, so he's 17 years older than me. So there's a couple generations there. But for some reason, I thought he was 75. But I think I've been thinking he was 75 for 10 years.
No, if you would ask me how old is Fred Willard, I would have said late 70s.
Yeah.
But he was, he was already in his 40s during Fernwood,
I know. And the other thing, cause I can tell you this because it's not for I mean, you could say I'm bragging, but I'm just saying the kind of person Mary was. She would say this at 6 or 7 different times when we'd get together. She'd make a speech because they would always throw these parties, and it would always be like for Mary's 70th birthday, or it was this. And at 2 or 3, maybe 4 of these gatherings, she goes, and I just have to say we have to thank Andy Kindler and Susan because they invited Fred to their wedding, and that's how Fred got Everybody Loves Raymond, so we owe it all to Andy. I mean, it's like, who does something like that? And I'd be almost like, everybody would clap, and I'd be almost like crying. But the thing was, I didn't realize that his career did pick up with Raymond. And not that he hadn't already been in 5,000 things, but he did have dips.
Yeah.
And so I think probably that the 5 years of that sitcom money was good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it just made me feel so cool. I never thought about, because we put him at Phil Rosenthal's table, and so they just hit it off and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, I know I'm not responsible for his career, but I'm certainly going to say that in my memoir.
But if they're going to call you out for it, you might as well tell the story.
I have to tell the story. That story, I know that I'm doing it to say, look at me, but it's also a story about how Mary, that's the way, she really did care about these people. It's like Joanne Worley is not the easiest person I would think to be friends with. She was on that Pet Shop show I was on. She's a handful. She doesn't turn it off that much.
Right.
And so that Mary would have all of the, she had the guy who played on Love Boat, he played Isaac.
Ted Lange.
Yes. And only you would know it was Ted Lange. Don't you? I always thought it was Ted Lang.
No, it's Lange, actually.
Okay. So I think actually now, because you encouraged me with the story, I'm starting to add on. And whenever I add on to a story, forget it. But it was very, very, I was shocked by it because I just was, I just was shocked by it, and his daughter is really great. And he has a they had a grandkid, and his name is Freddie. That's Hope's son. Yeah. And he's a great kid.
Well,
he's 21 now.
We should all hope to have lives and careers like that where, we only bring people joy. He must hold a showbiz record for least amount of shit talked about someone in a career,
And also, the thing about it is, like, a lot of people, when they met, did you ever meet him?
Yeah, I worked with him.
Oh, why didn't you work with him on?
When I was a kid, I worked with him on a show called Access America. It was right after Mystery Science Theater. It was for the Ha Network.
I had no idea. So what was it like?
It was great. He was the host, and I was sort of a non-guild writer on it. And then I did warm up for the taping. So I mostly hung with him then because he wasn't. We shot it in Minneapolis, so he pretty much just flew in for the tapings. So I got to know him.
Oh, that's
then.
so cool.
And then 2 years later, I tweeted about this the other day. I went to the Paul Feig took me to the Jackie Thomas show set. And we were hanging out, and Fred was on a guest star that week, and he was on set rehearsing with Tom Arnold, and recognized me and called remembered who I was and said hi, and just because he said hi to me in front of Arnold, I got a job from Arnold like that night to write for Roseanne stand up.
Wow! Oh, you wrote for Roseanne stand up. I wonder, did you write for the same special I wrote for? I didn't get one joke on.
No, I wrote a New Year's a Vegas set for her.
Well, the other thing was so he was sweet, so he was nice to you. That's so great. People sometimes thought he was always nice, but he wasn't like, he was definitely shy. He was not a ham like me.
Right. No, he was a very well-mannered gentleman he had snide things to say under his breath, but he, he reminded me so much of my father-in-law who died a couple of years ago, who was exactly the same age and also had some military background and stuff and had that same sort of very quiet, dark sense of humor. So
why do I not know he was in the army? He was in the army?
He was a Navy guy. Fred Willard had like 2 different military academy things in his background. I read just in his obituary.
Wow, I got to read that. But the other thing I wanted to say was how effortless it was with him. And this was the thing, like he wasn't a ham. He wouldn't he didn't need to. And in fact, he would be shy sometimes, but he would delight when he would come to life. And he really did go like immediately into whatever you want to call that character it is, which is just listening and responding.
Yeah.
With the funniest stuff. He's like, man, I mean, I don't know what he felt inside, but it looked so effortless, and it looked so, kind of like George Burns too, where
it's an incredibly rare kind of comedy in that he makes it look like he doesn't know why he's funny.
Yes, and then he's just trying to.
That's like Gracie. That's like Gracie Allen shit,
It's sophisticated bumbling.
Yeah.
But and with a snort, and with like he's kind of a wise guy, but it's not like you're afraid, like he's like Dice Clay or something.
Well, there's nothing city or Jewish about it, So yeah, it was a real shame, but I was actually heartened that he was 86, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, I told you many times that I spent the first 20 years of my life going to a museum and just adding up the ages of the various artists to see if that was long enough.
86 is beyond the realm of unfair, at least,
Easy, schmoopledoop. I'm getting up there. You know what I'm saying? That's knocking on my door. 86 is knocking on my door. Not really. Fuck that age. This is the way I am from like Trump is with the virus. Screw it, aging. Don't worry about it. It's a hoax.
Well, I got my new fridge today. That was my day.
Bang, 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 yeah. And what do you think?
It's a delight having a good fridge.
And was it something, I don't understand even.
It didn't go easy. Let me just say it didn't go easy, but I got the new fridge.
In other words, someone said, at any point they go, what did you buy this one for? It's not going to fit. Like one of those deals?
Well, there was fit issues. It was more the old one. Well, first of all, despite them saying, no, it's all standard. Well, if you buy them 30 years apart, it's not necessarily all standard. So, but the first one didn't come out that easy. Like it was like in terms of clearance with the ceiling in my kitchen. So
you mean the existing one? The existing one,
yeah.
How tall is that?
It's just I have part of the ceiling in my kitchen is low. So there's and it was grumpy, everybody associated with a refrigerator in Los Angeles is Russian for some reason. And he was all he was grumpy to the point where I had to tell him to fucking chill at one point.
Really? I can't imagine that. What did he, I mean, I don't see that. I mean, what did he do?
It was a tough job, but there was some things I had to point out to him. I had to say them, like that has a shutoff valve on it that I installed 10 years ago. But everything I was saying was he was being dismissive, and I just said, you really need to stop being so impatient whenever I say something.
Was he a guy? But how do you know he's not a Russian guy who would come and rip your throat out?
Well, he cooled his jets because
you're a huge man.
I'm not a small man, so it's not
That's right.
It's not like I was. You know how I talk. It's it's not like I have to like puff my chest out.
I'll tell you something. I wish I could have that power for one night. Just walk around, pick people off. Hey, fuckface, lose the sad sack character. I gotta have the refrigerator, all right? How about I stick you in your face in the crisper drawer? That's what I would do.
There was nothing threatening about it.
There's nothing threatening about what you're doing. I'm talking about
it was me just having a boundary.
I'm just saying if I was I don't think people realize you're not just tall. You have muscles like Schwarzenegger if he had never worked out.
Right.
I can't even pull off these jokes about physique jokes. I don't have enough commitment to physique jokes.
No, because even so, you're still scared of me. So
I am, and that's sick, and that's sad. It's sad because you use it. You use it. That's the thing. You think
Sure.
a man of your. Would you just figure it out? Do you have a machine that can put in what you think?
Any club in the bag I need, I'm going to use.
I couldn't believe the show was 2 hours and 46 minutes. That's a long show last week.
Yeah, it was fucking like 3 hours and 20 when I started. So,
and you had to cut around the. Oh, here's another thing.
and I took
Josh,
out the Fred Willard stuff.
What was that?
Us talking about having Fred Willard on the show.
Oh my God!
I had actually already taken that out just before I heard he died, but
man, I don't think we can get him on the show now. Now that's not appropriate. I can't make
I would
jokes.
say it's more likely now.
Yeah. Now I had some energy and I lost where we was at.
That's right about the half-hour mark anyway. I do, before we go, though, there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember it. But I forgot Jen Kirkman.
Oh, no.
No, I just forgot. I'm not being passive-aggressive. I just forgot.
No. Right. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's true. Me assuming that you're passive-aggressive is a first thought. I'm guilty of first thought negative theater
It's
my
true.
whole life.
Yes.
He hates you. He hates you. She hates you. He hates you and she hates you. And the other woman thinks you smell funny. Do you think? Let me ask you this. Don't hang up on me yet, but then do it in a way that will.
I have to do I have to do the Jen Kirkman thing, but
all right. What's the Jen Kirkman?
No, but finish your thing.
I forced myself to panic about it, and it wasn't good, and it made me look bad. It made you look better.
I did Zoom comedy. I did Zoom comedy the other night.
Oh, how did it go at the Acme?
Yeah, it was fun. Honestly, I mostly just used tweets as stand-up that I had done because they were solid jokes, but it was cohesive at least and conversational. Yeah,
and it's comfortable. I mean, it can't be war. It's less aggravating than stand. I mean, it's less. There's no. You don't worry doing it.
No, you don't worry. I did get a little of that pre-show, not a big adrenaline rush, but I did get that pre-show kind of, for about 10 seconds before I went on.
How was the mix in your ear of the crowd?
It was good. Jackie Cation was running it, and she only unmuted about 10 to 20 people, just enough so you don't go, is this thing on? But it wasn't everybody, which was nice.
Yeah. Man, I still think if we don't ever leave, I think it's going to only work. If we're in here, let's say 5, 6, 7, 8 years, 9 years, we're still inside, I don't think people are going to want these remote shows because they're going to be in a cabin at that point.
But for 8 to 10 minutes, to do 8 to 10 minutes, and it was like 200 people, so that was pretty good. But
that's a good turnout.
But to not have to go over the hill at midnight to do that 8 to 10 minutes was fantastic.
No. I absolutely feel like, what they call the new normal or whatever is, I don't know anything about economics except that if people are working, they're working. And there's going to be a new economy for things like that you don't really need to be there for, like stupid meetings in business or whatever the thing is.
Right.
Use that, save your carbon footprint. And then when you use your carbon footprint, Josh, who am I? Who am I?
You're Andy the futurist.
I'm Andy from the future.
All right, Jen Kirkman.
All right, Jen Kirkman wrote us last week. Wrote a question, but she DM'd it, and I was all gonna do it, and then I forgot, and then she DM'd me that I forgot. So I said I'm doing it right now.
All right.
So she wrote, "Hey guys, I love the show, and my new favorite part of the quarantine special are the clips Josh is dropping in. Question for Josh. Were you the kind of mixtape maker back during cassette days who also dropped in non-music audio in between songs? I always thought people who did that in my little punk high school group were the cool and worldly." And a question for Andy. We know that you can't be strong for Karen, but in your time of grief, do you think Karen would have been strong for you? Lots of love.
Well, I'll let you go first, Josh, since you were addressed first.
I was not a big, I didn't make mixtapes for other people that much. I made them for myself. When I started making like DVD or CDs for people, then I would find I had a more access to audio clips like that. But I wish I were that person. I was the kind of person who wanted to be that person, but just didn't have the dedication.
Yes.
Or the tech to really pull it off.
Well, I've been saying 65 degrees. Susan says I say that all the time anyway. So if that's an example of dropping in some stuff,
right.
It's pretty solid. But the other thing is that Karen, I think inherent in that song is that Karen would have done anything for me in my sick 15-year-old brain of what I thought was the dynamic in our relationship. So it's like, you know, she couldn't live without me, and she would have, of course she would have held my head over the toilet bowl or whatever the hell had to happen. But the
no
truth
matter what was wrong, she would have held your head over the toilet bowl.
That's right. Even if I wasn't sick to my stomach, it just was a ritual. Okay, sweetie, get your head in the toilet bowl. And here's the thing: since Karen is not that she didn't exist as a person, but I objectified her and defined her as a lost soul, and who I'm telling I can't help.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I'm lucky that didn't shut down my whole career.
But you really get the feeling though that Karen wasn't that attractive. You get the feeling that if Karen was hotter, that person could have been you. Right.
That's true, but don't forget, I was maybe 14.
I know. That's 13, why I'm factoring that in. I'm not saying you're shallow now.
So I did look like a drowned rat, as my father would affectionately call me.
Jen Kirkman also said, and P.S. one more thing. I was screaming at my radio listening to the podcast Mark Lynn Baker was on Perfect Strangers, not Bosom Buddies.
I'm so glad she did that. I don't really know the difference between the shows, except one was men dressing as women.
Bosom Buddies was Tom Hanks dressing up like a woman, and Perfect Strangers was Mark Lynn Baker and Bronson Pinchot. And then she says, a fun rabbit hole to go down for anyone bored is to Google Bronson Pinchot, the other Perfect Stranger, and Tom Cruise. Bronson has been publicly bashing Cruise and his weirdness since before it was cool, and it's hilarious. So thank you for that tip. I think that's a fun tip for all of us for next week.
Yes, I'm going to check it out.
Are you writing that down? Bronson Pinchot? Are you writing it down? Okay, good. And I'm not hearing as you write. It's perfect.
Okay, I hope so. But let me ask you a question. Say the
I wanted to be someone who was known for writing the greatest songs of all time, for having a voice that I liked. Karen. Don't waste your time on me. Karen. Don't waste your time on me. Can't you see? You need somebody who will help you belong. You need somebody who will help you be strong. But Karen, that person isn't me.
Yes,
Hey, Karen. Okay. I hope I die before I get old. Talking about my generation, Karen. Maybe I will get fooled a couple more times. Here is the new boss. Same as the old guy. Can't you see? You need somebody who will help you belong. You need somebody who will help you be strong. But Karen, that person isn't me.
Yes,
I love that song.
Yes,
for sure.
Thanks again to Danny Yost for putting together Karen. Just heard tell that you're back on the drums and doing better. Very glad to hear that.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, friend.
Huh? Hi, how are you? Is this
Is this the party to I'm speaking? Oh, God. Oh, God. Do you have a meter that can judge how fast I sell myself out as a human being?
It's just an internal dialogue, really.
Yeah. And the thing that's really bad about it, it's just shtick, covering up the fact that I got nothing.
You could just
Good evening.
You could just say hi. You could,
You could.
And we just move on. We just move on from there.
That's true, but I use the phone once a year before this. Once a year, I use the phone, and that was because it snuck up on me, and everybody pointed to me, it's your mother or something.
Right.
And so I'm not, in the old days, I was on the phone all the time. Mr. Phone, they called me in the 70s.
Sure. In the 70s, the phone was an event.
Yeah, I guess it
would ring and everyone would go, phone!
Yeah. I think you're selling a bill of goods.
No.
Well, I guess if you sell a bill of goods.
A phone ringing could bring a household to a halt in the
Well, in my house,
70s.
it was always who's going to answer it.
Sure.
All that kind of thing.
Right, exactly. My point exactly.
Yeah. But no one wanted to answer it. That's the thing.
Well, in our house, we had better calls.
So you never, okay, you didn't have the,
we didn't think every time the phone rang, people were coming to get us. We didn't think people were, no.
Do you think that actually defines the difference between Minneapolis Jew and the Jew of more traditional fear?
No, I think it's just the difference between Weinstein and Kindler.
Oh, you're cool. Okay, that's true. That's true. You're not someone who cottons to fear.
We weren't a fear-based family.
No. Well, we weren't. I thought.
Sure, my mom worried about what people would think, but my dad pretty much quashed that.
Right. He quashed it in the sense of convincing her to loosen up about it, or just to stop.
More the former. My dad truly didn't give a fuck what people thought. Luckily, people thought very highly of him. But I don't think had it gone the other way, it would have bothered him that much.
That was true. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for him.
Yeah.
But I don't. My dad could be like loud in a restaurant.
Yeah. My parents would be at a restaurant and like 25 people would stop by to say hi to them.
What are they? What is he? The mafia?
It was kind of like it kind of felt like that sometimes.
So people liked they.
My parents were incredibly magnetic.
Wow, I never could say that about my mom. What? What is that?
Me coughing?
Me coffee. Me coffee. Get it? No, get it?
Yeah, I got it, Andy.
No, this is my new thing. Get it? Get it after nothing.
Yeah,
I'm taking my shirt off. That's how upset I am about the open of this show.
I think that's warranted.
Yeah, because I feel like something's rustling, and then all I can think is something rustling. Then I think I didn't shave enough.
Just don't take your pants off. We don't need you to get all depressed.
My pants have never been on for one podcast. Not once. I haven't had my pants on one time I've been at your house. I take my underwear off in the car. And then I use some kind of maneuver. Okay, I'm bored. But the joke is I'm naked from the waist down often.
Yeah, it's a great joke.
It is. I went for it. You can't shock anymore. There's nothing to shock.
No.
And maybe that's good in a way. All right, sorry. You take it away. And 65 degrees downtown Los Angeles. Coming up in a half hour, we'll be giving away some Aerosmith tickets. Hey, you know what, Josh? I noticed today, Susan and I, we were getting kind of cold in the apartment, and then we realized it's cold outside. It's cold. Thank the living Lord above.
Wow.
You know?
So what'd you do?
I think we turned the air. You see, it gets very confusing. 70, let's take the temperature of 72 or 73, or go with 74. That could be a cooling temperature, or it can be a heating temperature.
All right.
And I still don't quite get how that works.
Huh. Okay.
I have a setting because my system was 5 figures for my air conditioner.
I did know that. Yes.
And I have a setting that's called heat AC. So you set it on the bottom. So one side's heat, the other side. So on the one side you set, what would be the lowest temperature that you would want? What would be the highest temperature you'd want or whatever? I hate math. But the point is, if it goes below 73, then you want the heat to come on.
Really?
If it goes above 77, you want the AC to come on. It's pretty heady. It's pretty heady stuff. You'd like it because you like all that NASA stuff.
You are living in a much hotter pocket than we are here.
Is that true?
Yes.
Maybe you guys just have better skin temperatures than us. You always said you did.
Our 72 is our ceiling here.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, so you both agree as a couple that it can't be hotter than 72.
You know, frankly, we don't talk about it much at all. But,
Why? Communication. You don't have any communication.
No, we have lots of communication. We just make it more interesting.
You tell your dog, like over in your house, it's an Algonquin table.
It is.
Is that what? Who was Gertrude Stein? Was she the Algonquin table, Gertrude Stein?
No, she was not.
Well, who's the one who said Philadelphia had a very nice time and I visited and there's nothing there? You know what I'm talking about.
You're talking about what's her face? Men don't make passes at women who wear glasses. Woman, Dorothy Parker.
Okay, right. And Dorothy Parker was part of the Round Table. No,
yes.
She wasn't.
Yes,
That's
she was.
Pizza place.
No,
the Round
not
Table.
a Round Table Pizza. No.
Oh, God. This is the kind of frivolity. This is the kind of verb, vim, and other V words, vigor, that people come to expect. This is what cheers us up. You'll come because it's two Jews, and you'll stay because it's almost 3 hours long.
Oh, no, we're cutting it down now that you've given me shit multiple times now, despite the fact that you're by far the majority talker.
Are you kidding me? Oh, boy, somebody got up on the wrong side.
Yeah, I don't need any more shit about the length of the show. I just don't need it.
Somebody, come on the wrong side of the edit pay? That's not funny?
I just don't need it. I think we need to shorten things up.
I'm the guy who has, I've decided that I have such a great, I take everything lightly now. You can't get me anymore.
Really?
I just.
Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions. And then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. It's last goddamn time. I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is that's up tempo, and I got to talk about a fucking dog dying.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I've been sleeping most of the day. Sleeping.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, night's better, but.
Well, I've been, I'm getting better at taking the Adderall earlier, and.
Is that helping?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it's probably could be a scientific fact.
Wow, fantastic! I feel like a genius now.
I don't think you can argue much with it. But I found more original songs. I've been going through those original songs. And, boy, that'll be quite a treat.
Yeah.
I can't promise a new Karen.
Well, we can.
But I'll do my best.
We don't have such a format that we can't just play it whenever you want, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, it used to be, it was triggered by my walk over to your house. You know what I mean?
No.
10 to 9, I go, oh my God, I was supposed to do a thing.
Oh, right.
You know. So now that I don't have, now I have to generate my own excitement for things.
Now that we're spreading the panic over 5 days, it's really diluted.
Are you nervous? Because last night, your prank worked out so well.
Yeah.
You got me going. And now you think, boy, you got to make it up with scintillating conversation tonight. Is that what you're concerned with?
No.
No.
No, it just seemed like a good, easy early out last night.
Well, I don't think it's possible to have scintillating conversation if I introduce it that way. Well, let's have some nice scintillating conversation tonight, and we'll see what we can do.
Sure.
What do you think about existentialism? Did you used to think establishmentarian? What was the word that you thought was the longest word when they go, oh, I always thought it was anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really dove deep to challenge it.
Oh, maybe because you had a regular childhood. It wasn't based on your parents not relating to you, so they found out stupid games.
Maybe, although my dad liked his facts, that's for sure.
Did you count cars on the New Jersey Turnpike when you would go on trips?
No, but they tossed me a cigarette.
But you didn't. We used to have games. None that I can remember. The next time you see a thing.
Yeah, there was games. Oh, sure. There's all sorts of games. We had games. We had songs. We had fights.
Did you guys have, fights in the car? Well, you didn't have any back seat middle to fight about.
What do you mean?
It was only you and your brother.
Yeah, there was still plenty of fun. There was still plenty of turf wars.
Yeah. So my theory that had I not had backseat middle, I would have been a wonderful childhood.
I think you were destined for backseat middle even as an adult, Andy.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I had. Yeah, just in terms of they did it with leg size back then.
Yeah.
How long are your legs?
It's not like your feet ever touched that hump.
I look forward to I'm going to be sad for the days when my hilarious car material will no longer be current.
Yeah, when it's all,
you remember
when it's all jetpacks.
Yeah, but you remember the classic bit I used to do. Ford, what does that mean? Fix or repair daily? Delta, what does that mean? Don't ever leave the airport? Pan Am, what does that mean?
Pan Am.
Passengers assigned, not Americans must. Huh? Who's with me? This guy knows what I'm talking about. This guy knows what I'm talking about. Still my favorite thing to say to anybody.
Yeah. Do you have any for Eastern or TWA?
What was the other one? Eastern?
Eastern or TWA? Any of that?
I think TWA, there was one for it. Well, Fiat, well, let's go back to cars.
That's Fix It Again, Tony. That's a classic.
Yes. And I don't remember what Chevy did. I don't remember Chevrolet. I don't think we had one.
Shove it up your ass. That's a whole different thing.
See, you were a very popular kid. Hey, come on. Josh will come up with something for you.
Even then, I was pitching.
No, I don't think that. I'm going to say that there were no for Eastern Airlines or for TWA.
Okay.
But do you remember one?
No. I mean, Eastern, I could see you doing the only way to fly, not, but something like that.
Every day I get sad that I'm not going to have an opportunity that evening to do my Soon Yi joke. So excited about my Soon Yi joke.
Pent up demand.
That really makes me. But you know, it is kind of sad.
Did you try the violin in the shower joke?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Okay.
How does that one go?
I was a very serious violin player growing up. I really thought I was going to go pro, but now I just play in the shower.
Now he is playing the shower. Unbelievable. If I had 1/10 of your delivery, it would be DiGiorno. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I haven't done that one to you. That's one of my.
No, you have.
That's one of my classic Zach.
It still slaps me in the face like a cold fish every time.
Well, Zach claims that he wrote that joke. We both wrote the joke, but now he claims he wrote it.
Ah, really? You fight over that?
No. No, we don't fight over that. That's true. We don't fight. My friends and I don't fight. You're the only one I fight with. I don't know why I said that. That's stupid. I don't have any friends, I think is what. No, I have friends. Don't even start with that.
Yes, but we
friends.
all know that I've totally redefined friendship for you.
Yeah, it's to me, friendship is a Jew who's around 50.
Just the fact that you answer my call each night and don't cower shows that I was a different. I'm a different level of friend.
Oh no, I cower. I just pretend I don't.
That's good.
Oh, I answer the phone like this. Hello. Don't you think every time I answer the phone, I do want to do the same bit I've done before, or I think before I answer the phone?
Well,
should I do a bit?
Yes, you do. I do know that. It's a.
Do you do that?
Do I?
Do you do it though?
No.
No. You don't think of a bit when you call me?
I do not. I mean, you know it's a bit, but I don't ever think of what my greeting's going to be now. I don't.
Well, I spend a couple
because
hours
I know
a day
I got to wait for you. I got to wait for you to play your card.
That's a good point. It's a good point. Well, I don't know. I put a lot of time into the show in the off hours.
I tried to do the bet. I tried to do the bet last week where I guessed what I'd get from you, and that didn't work out.
Well, I think one of the things that is good about my the fact that I'm obnoxious is that I have different ways of showing it.
Yeah, you can spin it any which way.
Yeah, you may think, oh, he's going to do the hello thing,
right.
But he'll find something else to do. Like, what's a classic conversation stopper? Is me asking you for the definition of something. Why do you know you're a person, Josh? You must know what the word. I can't even think of a word that I don't know because I'm such a genius. There's not one word in the dictionary that you could name right now that I wouldn't know the definition of, and that's why I can't do this joke about not knowing it. It makes me want to uploot.
You had anti-disestablishmentarianism right there, waiting for you.
I kind of hate that word, and I don't even know what it means.
Well, exactly.
It means against people, anti-disestablishment. You're anti-people who are trying to take apart countries?
It's a double negative. I don't know. It seems to me more like you're an establishmentarian.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would expect an ex-Whig former establishmentarianism to believe.
Whatever, Tory.
Oh, yeah. Nice going, no nothing.
I will bull moose your ass right out of here.
Hey, are you the actual... Hey, Bull Moose. Where's Bull? Is he out of town? Boom. Boom. No, you know why they call it the Grand Old Party? Because your average age is 87. That's true. Hey, remember when we were kids? Everybody would go, "What are you, an elephant or a donkey? Which one are you?" That's all we talked about.
That's right, on the playground.
On the playground, and you would think you'd insult somebody. He called me an elephant. Well, it's a party. I can't think of for $1,000 right now. I couldn't think of which one. Okay, let me think. The elephant. It's the elephants against the donkey. We are I don't think it is elephants. Are we donkeys? Clear it up for me.
We're donkeys and it's elephants.
And they're elephants because of the Grand Old Party?
Yes. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's.
We don't know why.
Yeah. It's because Thomas Nast got a bug up his pen.
His pen. Can you imagine being part of the Republican Party and it's like you only have that one breeze shining period, right? And Lincoln was a Republican. Yeah. Well, what the hell happened, my friend? What the hell happened?
I think they can tout out Eisenhower with some impunity.
That's true. They could. With some impunity. With some Elon.
Yes.
What does Elon mean? Like style, right?
Style, yeah. Panache.
Yeah. Why shouldn't my name have been Elon?
I don't know. My kid's is. I don't know what your problem is.
Well, I'm saying, wouldn't you have thought about that for me? Elon. He has so much.
Although
Elon.
It's not spelled that way with our kid.
Yeah. How's Elon spelled?
Ours.
ELON.
Yes.
Gold. Elon Gold.
Yeah, like that. The Jewy variety, not the French variety.
If there was a game show that was only based on me having to say words after you talked, boom, I'd be there. Boom. How much? I would say, Alex.
We could do.
The game you could say?
We could do password, and then I would just yell at you.
I still love that Odd Couple
I think it was no, Odd Couple. They played Let's Make a Deal Together. I forget all the great Odd Couples. They were on Let's Make a Deal or something. Or no, they were on like a Password type show.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
And then they got, you don't remember as well as I do because that was one of my favorite shows and maybe it wasn't for you.
I liked it, but it wasn't, it was never a primetime treat for me.
It was, as you would say, or as the kids say, it was a second read. Like I didn't know about that one going over. That was one of the few sitcoms that I think I definitely learned about later and fell in love with.
Yeah, no, I always liked it as a kid.
Yeah. And once again, another cul-de-sac, another Andy Kindler. That was an Andy Kindler cul-de-sac brought to you by Kindler's Got Nothing. Kindler's Got Nothing. Every day.
Turn around every now and then we get to the end of the road.
Turn around. Hey, Josh, what's the name of that one street that's near the other street? Turn around. Hey, how do you say I don't feel so good in Portuguese? Turn around. I feel bad that we haven't had anything to lead into Shark Tank. Because that would Shark Tank would get me on any day. And I can't think of, I can't. I know.
Well, what product are you lacking in your house? I'm sure we can find a young entrepreneur who's looking to fill that need.
Why can't a young kid, come up with a better way for me to think of an activity? I can't even know.
Anything broken in your house?
Oh yeah. Yes. I broke one of a vase that I had, and then I wish there was a simple type of glue that you could use to glue things back together. That's what a kid should come up with.
Well, sir, you are in luck.
Are you Japanese?
My new glue is really, really, really going to be great for you because it's non-toxic.
Oh, good.
It's tasty and delicious. You can hang from a hat from a girder with it and still make it to the office by 12.
And is this just something, what do you need for this? Like a $2 and a lollipop would be good?
Well, each unit will be going for $14.95, and I'm looking for just an initial investment of $300 million for 3%.
And you'll find out about all this when?
Well, when we come back from the commercial on Please Go Shark Tank!
Yeah, hyperventilated. Oh, I love life. See, that's right. I do love life. That's all I need. I know maybe it's not so bad if we never get out of here again.
No, it's
right.
It's all perfect.
I don't think people will ever get tired of this format. They'll never get tired of the fact that we don't leave our houses. And I think
I've come up with an entirely new format. A whole new podcast format. Have
a new podcast?
There's not just Jews talking. There's music, and there's laughter, and there's dog twicks, and there's all sorts of fun, and there's celebrities out the ass, and and there's murders. There's plenty of murders. There's a lot, and there's some psychology, and
what do you need to get it going?
It's a podcast. It's free.
Oh. So you don't need any back end then?
No.
You're just doing this. Oh, just for the good of the people, right?
It's the official podcast of Please Go Shark Tank!
Oh, man. It is amazing, though, that podcasts, it really has changed the world, and they really are
Josh Mankiewicz has the number one podcast in America right now.
He does?
Yes.
How come I haven't heard it?
He's got a big Dateline murdery podcast going.
Oh, my God. This is what I want.
You got a Mankiewicz in each ear now.
I got Ben Mankiewicz. Okay, here's the thing. I wanted to tell you this. I got Ben Mankiewicz doing
Peter Bogdanovich.
Right. While at the same time, you must remember this.
It's talking about Polly Platt.
Yes, and she's doing it. Would you join us? Won't you? Won't you?
Have you started listening to the Polly Platt?
Yeah, I listened to. I'm up to date on all the Ben Mankiewicz ones,
right.
And the other ones just started. You must remember this, but I think it's fascinating. That she can be a little much sometimes, but she's. I like that podcast.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like a 10th grader at a drama school reading a report, kind of.
But she's going to give you the other side. Well, it's not like Ben Mankiewicz gives you the other side. I think everybody agrees that she was very instrumental in his movies, and
no, but it's interesting that they both hit at the same time.
Yeah, it's like it is interesting. It is interesting, and Josh's is a Dateline one.
Yeah, it's a murder one.
I'm going to see that.
Apparently has lots of months invested in it. So.
Oh my God, I'm on it, baby. I'm on it. I don't know why I'm like a cub reporter, but I'm on it.
Go, Scoop, go.
Here's an example, though, where you could tell that Peter Bogdanovich, in some ways, is not self-aware at all, because he's talking about should I not tell the story of one of the things? Nobody cares, right? I could tell one of the anecdotes,
You're
right?
good.
Okay, so the anecdote is that that Peter Bogdanovich met Sybil Shepherd when they made the movie The Last Picture Show, and then and totally ruined his marriage with Polly Platt. They were
right.
Till that point they were happily married. So they get into a fight on a latter picture because Polly says, "I'll do this movie, but you can't." I think it was Daisy May or whatever. Yeah, but not. I don't want Sybil Shepherd on the set of the movie. And so, and the Peter Bogdanovich goes, "Of course I agreed to that." And I had...
It was What's Up,
Sybil.
Doc.
Oh, What's Up? And I had Sybil. She stayed off campus or something. She stayed off campus. But then he got so angry because Polly Platt was dating someone on the movie. Yeah. Now, how do you do that? How do you justify that after uprooting your whole family? I want some consistency to these men who are cheating.
No, he has he's not a scrupulous man when it comes to the ladies, really.
Right, but
he's just all fucking in. That's what he is. He's
all in, but he is. Talk about someone who I would be instantly friendly with him. I would be instant friends with him. If he told me I'm going to give you only one of those stories, I'm in. I'm in. Because he sounds fascinating. And I wonder if Orson was that fascinating too, to younger people. I mean, he really is amazing to listen to, Peter.
Yeah, no, if he was great when I interviewed him, and if you get him going and feed him the right questions, you surf a wave,
And also, someone gave me as a present Bruce Smith gave me a DVD of his interviews with other. I guess those are available too, where he's interviewing directors.
Yeah,
I know it's in book form, but I think there's also videos of it.
Good.
Yeah. He's interviewing Alfred Hitchcock.
Why can you never get that?
Okay, let's do it for this is a real game show.
All right.
So this is my final answer. Okay. My final answer?
Okay, here's my clue. Good evening.
Ooh. Who is Alfred Hitchcock?
Yes, you won you won the Chevette.
I don't think I'll ever be. What? Say it's something, Andy. You started out a sentence.
You even took a drink. It was very thoughtful. It was like a bar.
Yeah, bring something. You've already ruined the moment. Say something. Yeah, I just wanted to say, very important. Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. I mean, Wednesday. It's hump day. It is hump day.
It is.
Now, who did a movie? I just read that someone did a movie called Hump Day. Oh, I think it was Lynn Shelton. I was reading about Lynn Shelton.
Ah, that was sad.
And I realized I am not familiar with her work, except I know she worked with Mark and stuff, but I don't know that any of her movies. Yeah. Now, you're supposed to go, yes, you do, or you don't.
Yeah, no, I understand. I was just trying to think of the title of the one I had seen, but I blanked. But she was highly beloved. It was clear.
And then that was very sad. And what do I think there was more death that we haven't talked about yet? More death. Fred Willard. Somebody else died too. I think maybe not. Maybe it's just no.
Well, they've been coming in waves.
Yeah. And Susan and I were talking. She was like, we were talking about, boy, all these people are dying. And then I think I actually thought to myself, this is no different than anybody else who's been in their 60s. Right? I mean, everybody has always been dying. Isn't that true?
Yes, absolutely. No, I don't. And it's not like there are more because of COVID, but it's not like the big names are dying because of COVID.
Right, but you do think of this golden age of. Sometimes you do think of the golden age of movies. Like, to me, like, there are a list of people who I wouldn't have, maybe I don't know when Humphrey Bogart died, but that I was aware, like, Humphrey Bogart died. Spencer Tracy died.
Right.
Cary Grant. But and then the other myth would be that there aren't, or a thing that may or may not be a myth, is there aren't as many great actors, like it's movie star actors as there were in the golden period. Some people say that, but I don't know if there's any truth to any of that.
Yeah, I don't exactly know what the first thing that people say are, but
Wait, you mean I didn't explain it well?
There was just something about people dying.
Okay, cool. Like, I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm saying. It's like the people dying. Here's a perfect example of what I'm saying. I used to think, those actors, the Cary Grant and these are so much better actors than we have today.
Yeah.
But now when I look back, I definitely don't agree with. But then I don't agree. I don't think I can see them how those people who loved them saw them, when they were coming up. That type of thing. Yeah,
no, I think every generation has theirs, but I think that I think movie stars are much different than the golden age of Hollywood.
Because movies are different too.
Movies are entirely different.
They're not the biggest, they're big stars, but it's a lot of different. I don't know. There's probably always been different famous people. Maybe if you could send a note to self to Andy, just email. Don't bring up these kind of topics.
But the other thing is big stars are in much fewer movies.
Yeah, that's right. And there's less. Well, are there less movies total or no? But there seems to be.
There is less movies total.
Yeah.
There are fewer studio releases than there once was.
But certainly, if you look back on the history, let's say
you had Jimmy Stewart doing 4 movies a year when he was under contract.
Yes. So there'll never be anything like the studios, quite like the studio system and all that kind of stuff that created these. But I'm saying when we look back, they will see all these great actors and there will be great people from our generation.
Yeah, of course there are, Brad Pitt is as good as Cary Grant, or any of those.
Yeah. My heroes were like, I wanted Dustin Hoffman, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. There was a great generation of actors.
Meryl Streep, but they're still great actors. I just want to say that, sometimes I wake up in the morning.
They are approaching 80 and they're going to start dying.
They will start dying, but
all the baby boomer heroes are going to start to die, or have started to die.
Are you hoping I die or something? I mean, I'm not.
No, heroes.
Because I'm a baby.
Heroes, Andy.
Oh, I see. I thought for a second you said I was a hero.
No.
I don't want to die, Josh, and I'm really upset about it. And I decided that I am not going to.
Okay.
I'll let you know what's going to happen. And then I'll
play along with you till it's irrelevant.
That's true. And then I decide, have I locked myself into a horrible death now?
No.
That you know what I'm talking about?
No, you haven't. You have not predetermined any part of your.
No, but I mean
demise.
That you're emceeing my deathbed.
Yeah.
Was that the right move, or am I creating a situation where we're going to?
Well, you'll just if you change your mind, you just will lose your deposit.
I don't want to switch. I don't want to switch MCs in midstream. I don't really want to be. I've decided that I don't want to be depressed when I die.
Well, I think you are I think you are adjusted enough to the idea of taking whatever drug it takes to get you where you need to go.
Oh, yes. That's so wonderful.
They can help you out there.
You've just added a new goal that every time I go to the pot shop, I should add a little bit of a little deathbed bounty going. What would I like?
I think
if I
you can do better
left?
than the pot shop if you get to an actual deathbed situation.
But I don't know if I want to go out on acid.
No, but
morphine.
Morphine's nice.
Morphine. Yeah, okay. I was wondering, boy, I hope I don't have to go through any deep thinking.
They're going to send you acid at the hospice.
Well, that's what Aldous Huxley did.
Yeah, well, he was looking for something different than you.
I know. I wish I could go out like those guys did. Bring it on, God, or secular thing.
All right.
What's that?
I said right.
Oh, I swear to God, I thought you would come in with your hang-up thing.
No.
And you could have caught me. No. And I haven't done it either. It's easy. It would be easy for me.
Now it's in the air.
Now it's in the air.
Well, I have a full day of eating planned tomorrow. I have to tell you right now.
Now, can I ask you a question? Do you say you haven't had ice cream in months?
I have now, but no, I hadn't before that.
Oh, and it's all based on the freezer.
Yes.
I thought it was because you'd gotten into that, for a while, a diet where you don't eat much sweets.
Yeah, no.
But
it was a freezer thing.
Wow, that would have been a rough... Did you order ice cream delivered, though? You could have had that happen.
I could have, but I went to the store as soon as we got the fridge in.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, which is my birthday,
oh, my God. Your birthday is tomorrow?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Allison got me a Reuben kit from Katz's Deli. So I'm doing Reubens for lunch.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that they shipped it on ice?
Yes. I got a box with pastrami and corned beef and rye bread and a couple of things of pickles and some sauerkraut and cheese. And
are you excited about that?
I am. Absolutely, I am. And then I also have, not knowing that Allison had ordered that, I ordered myself a couple of Lou Malnati's.
This is so great. Oh, my God. Oh, you guys are doing it up right.
So that's coming tomorrow. So it's Reuben for lunch, and it's Lou Malnati's for dinner.
How long do you think you will spend 5 figures in frozen delights?
Yeah, soon I will.
Oh, I've had Lou Malnati's delivered, and it was excellent.
Yeah, good.
I was surprised the bagels, though, were not on ice at all, which probably makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably shipped it frozen and then stick it back in the freezer. I'm missing bagels again.
All right, well, we could go in together.
Would you want more?
Yeah, now that I have a freezer, especially.
Okay, all right, I'll make it happen.
Because those are, if you get the 2 for 1, which is still you can do.
Yeah,
and we split.
I think I'll probably get it.
We split the cost of the one.
Yeah, no.
Now you're down under $5 a bagel.
Now it's almost how do you justify not doing it?
Exactly.
Well, you know what the thing is, Josh, I got to tell you, I don't think you have any sense of when a conversation should end or when someone should. No, seriously, why don't you listen for 1 second? You keep going on.
If you had to, or if I asked you to, and if you chose to answer the question, could you sum up Frank Zappa in a few sentences?
Which one?
Frank Zappa, the
industrial strength Frank Zappa?
The industrial strength Frank Zappa.
I'm a person who likes to do what he wants to do and has worked at it for 20 years and can generally do what he wants to do, whether people like it or not. And what I do is designed for people who like it, not for people who don't. And I have no desire to inflict it on people who don't want to consume it. And I'm committed to turning out as much of it as possible for the people who like it. It's there if you like it. If you don't like it, there's all those other names on the list.
What a great attitude. That's neat.
Happy birthday!
Why, thank you.
I've been preparing that all day. Pretty good, huh?
Wow.
Did you notice anything special about it?
A lack of sincerity?
Yes, but not just that.
Is it a new mic? Did you get the new mic?
My penis is even softer today than yesterday.
Oh, of course.
I don't know. I just ad-libbed that one. I didn't have a plan until you started playing with me.
Ah.
Now, whenever I say penis, you say penis. When I say penis, you say penis. I say, how could I have avoided going blue and sophomore comedy until the podcast?
Well, I think you were worried that before, if you talked about your penis when it worked, you might attract people.
That is really, I have to say that has been, how do I keep them away has been one of the problems of my life. How do I keep them away?
Oh, sure. It's, of course. It goes without saying.
I've tried size places. I tried scrubbing them out, but running around the collar. So,
I tried writing songs.
You know what? I'm getting more angry at Karen as the years go by. How was your birthday? Okay, let me do a couple things. Birthday boy, he's a birthday boy. Da 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 da. Quack quack quack. Oh,
was that one or two things?
It's nothing. I would say it was nothing.
Well, let me just say, I was touched by your heartfelt retweet of someone else's birthday message.
I knew that's exactly what I was thinking when I retweeted it and added my comment.
Yeah.
I said, what the hell am I busting my hump for?
Oh,
I couldn't have.
I had to wipe a tear from my eye, let me tell you.
My apologies on that one. Well, no, why do you have to see through everything? Can't you just be...
why would my birthday be different? Yes.
Yeah. Well, and yes, I agree. I agree also with this sentiment. But, sorry, I have ice cream. I gotta go buy my ice cream cake.
Right. It's not like we're close, so I understand.
Do you know, the thing is, I didn't want you to think that if I did a heartfelt thing or did anything special, that it would be something you get used to or something that would embarrass you. What is it? That I don't want to, nobody's special. It's just another day.
Right.
Ruining your birthday. It could be what my grandmother.
Well, the retweeting the someone calling me special message sort of pokes a hole in that theory.
That's true. It's just bad.
Yeah,
but it's not as bad as, what else could be bad? Worse than that. A form condolence letter. I'm sorry that you lost you check off 2 family members.
Okay. It's all
very sad to hear.
That's about you. I see. That's the card you're playing.
Well, first of all, I have to play a card. What do you want me to do? Go fish?
Fold.
You want to go fish?
Fold.
Oh, you mean I'm not going to win this one?
No, you got a shitty hand.
It never stopped me before.
So I had a delightful day.
Yeah, what could you have done on your? But it's hard to do something special necessarily.
I didn't
Did
do
you do
anything
something
much
special?
Well, no. I mean, it was partially made special by a torrent of well wishers, which was very nice,
and retweets.
A few retweets with it thrown in there.
Hey, thanks a lot. It's all
by people who wanted to go the extra inch.
The extra inch would be composing your own tweet, right?
And then I made a delightful and perfect Reuben for lunch.
Oh my God!
With my Katz's Deli package from my wife.
And how would you rate this? Was it like being a Katz's? I imagine so, right?
The only thing that was different than being a Katz's really was the fact that I didn't pile it quite as high.
Oh, so you have more for later, right?
Yeah, and I just didn't want, I didn't need that big a sandwich. I'm already 8 hours past it and still full. So,
right, but it's not like it's a special day.
You shouldn't splurge or anything. Come on, Josh.
No, when I brought out the griddle, I did it all fucking right. Is
that the way they recommended to?
No, they didn't send any instructions. They just sent a box of food.
Oh, whoa. So tell me how you did it for when I order it.
All right. I did, I grilled the bread. Well, first
Is it rye, seedless rye or regular rye?
It was a seedless rye.
I like seedless rye better.
And, so I got the griddle going. I heated up the pastrami as I grilled the bread, grilling the inside of the bread lightly and the outsides, to a nice golden. I melted the cheese over the pastrami.
It's Swiss?
Yes.
Right. I'm just forget sometimes.
I put the sauerkraut on the griddle to heat that up.
Oh, that's so good.
And that helped melt the cheese from atop once it was on. And then I added the Russian dressing. And then I ate myself into an oblivion.
And I'm going to call that cooking by the numbers.
It was some good short order kind of cooking. If that showed up on my plate at a deli, I would have no complaint. And it happened to be Katz's pastrami, so there you go.
I don't want to be there when you start unrolling the complaints. How do you compare Kenny and Zooks to Katz's? He doesn't. Don't worry, he doesn't listen.
No, I'm okay with that. It's I don't know. Kenny and Zooks has its own. It has a slightly artisanal spin to it that I like very much.
Yes,
but Katz's just has that. It's kind of like the mother pastrami.
And did you get anything in bed? You know what I mean? That kind of a thing. Breakfast in bed?
No. Why would I want that?
Your wife, though. But your wife might say, "Hey, honey, what did you get your special thing?"
She got me the Katz's box.
Oh, that's it. She's done.
Exactly.
That's all she wrote, baby. Yeah. That would be such a... Oh, here's the thing. Am I wrong?
There's not a high birthday bar in this house, really.
Is it fit? Are you 50?
I'm 49.
Oh, doesn't that create a whole different feel to the year?
It really does. The ticking sound. It's the ticking sound that I can't shake.
I think 49, I would be making a meal out of that. I'd set up a bunch of meetings because you know how much people in their 40s are wanted in this business.
Exactly. Well, I realize that I can say my age because my credits make me look 60. So.
That's so good.
It's actually to my benefit to say my age aloud, I think.
Right. Otherwise, how could you have squeezed all that stuff in there?
Yeah.
Susan was remarking about how much Fred Willard had done. God, he did so many things. It's literally unbelievable.
Yeah, and for a long time, for nearly
how many
50
roles
years,
he had.
Yeah. If you go back to Ace Trucking Company, it's like 50 years of stuff.
Yeah. I can't believe it. 49. Yeah, I know. I did something I didn't want to do, which was I really didn't want to talk about Fred right now. Well, I'm not against it, but I wanted to stick with how old you are for a second.
I realize if 49 sounds old to me as a person, but I realize if I think of myself as a 7-year-old dog.
It's perfect.
It's perfect, yeah. I got the program down. The hips are still good. No one's looking at me like I'm going to die soon. They won't be able to deal with it. It's very good.
Talk about a low bar. You're basically saying you're ambulatory and you want some kind of an award.
No, I'm just saying that if I think of myself as a perfect age for a dog, then it's pretty good.
Okay, now here's what you should have said. You ready?
Oh, please. Rewrite me.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Andy, ambulatory. Somebody has a thesaurus or something. That's what you should have said. It was very mendacious that you didn't do it.
Uh-huh. So you don't admire my perspicacity then?
Don't. Ooh, I like a slow back end into a word. Oh, so you're saying my perspicacity has a problem, or doesn't have a problem? I like perspicacious.
Yeah.
Here's the things I hate, and I bet there's 12 to 15 of these. I ain't going to look up. No, a million of them. I ain't going to look up ain't in a dictionary because I know it ain't there. Woo! Life sucks. And we came up with this little saying because our group of friends are boring.
But did you ever hear it after age 11?
No, I didn't. In defense of that slogan. I also didn't like to smell like a monkey, and I don't like any of those songs. You look like a monkey, and you smell like one, too. I happen to like monkeys. Yeah. Oh, my God. This sounds like the world's worst young people show.
What's your position on One Potato 2?
Yes. And today after 3 days, join us for...
I know. Who wants to catch a tiger by the toe? That's just asking for trouble.
Ooh, you Wowzer's back. This is fantastic. Now, how long have you had COVID-19? You've had it for 6 months.
That's amazing, and you still can't smell or taste anything?
What did your mother say?
You should taste my wife. It's a perfect time for my wife's cooking. Am I right, fellas?
Am I right? Is that your father? Is he sleeping or is he dead? I don't know about my impression of him, but I like a guy who's up-tempo about COVID-19.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon's been doing this.
Okay, now what is Jimmy? I know that I assigned you to watch Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
At home.
And I did just as well as you did with My Favorite Year.
Oh, by the way, I also didn't watch it last night.
I figured.
And I thought about it. I felt guilty.
No, I don't want you to watch it. I don't need to talk about it anymore.
Oh, this is your tip. You have 3. You got to really expand your...
You don't deserve My Favorite Year.
You got to expand your repertoire of put-downs. You're using the... You know what? That movie's too good for you.
It is.
I guess it is. That's what I say. I guess it is if I didn't watch it.
It's classier. My favorite... My favorite year would have written its own original tweet about my birthday.
If Peter O'Toole, if he had been alive today, first of all, he would have tweeted me, and he would have mentioned me in the story about him and his friend who bought the bar late at night. Isn't it amazing what I remember that isn't important?
It is.
Yeah.
Because there's no consistency to it.
There's no consistency, but you just have to say.
It's like thing that annoys you, thing that annoys you. Fun fact, thing that annoys you, thing that annoys you.
Wait, what are those things that annoy you? What are you? I mean, come on. You're talking to the silver-tongued devil.
Yeah. I'm a silver fox. Guy Fox.
What's that?
I'm Silver Fox. Guy Fox.
Now, you were telling me today that you, and I don't know why, but I think people should know, you love Fox Business Network.
Yeah.
And you just love the personalities.
I do. I just, I flip back between that and the mothership.
I have not watched any news today, and I watched very little news yesterday. Did you get newspapers? Did you look up in the papers? Did you get things with I always would save everything with the date on it. But I don't get any daily.
Up until when?
Until I was 7.
Okay. All right, good.
No, there was a time period where I had to look at my astrology. I mean, I didn't really have to look at it, but I always would look at my astrology on my birthday. But I don't even know if that's available anymore. Sydney Omar, Stanley Omar, something Omar.
Allison sent me from the LA Times. Allison sent me a very good horoscope for me today.
Oh, that's cool.
Here, I'll read it to you.
Okay.
Your kindness radiates in all directions, including towards yourself, and this fortifies and emboldens you to new heights of originality. You'll fascinate, draw a crowd, sell to it, fund an enterprise you wholeheartedly believe in. How satisfying to know you're making the kind of difference the world really needs now. Sagittarius and Aquarius adore you, and my lucky numbers are 6, 10, 33, 20, and 17.
I forgot the premise, and I was going to say, how big is that cookie? That's a big fortune. Wow, that's a good one. Yeah. That is really a good one.
Yeah, it really is.
I was watching one of my shows that you wouldn't watch.
A dipshit could really run with that information.
But I was watching one of my housewife shows, and they brought over...
Speaking of dipshits, sorry.
And they brought over an astrologer.
Oh, boy.
Now, I don't believe in astrology. I do believe that there's some magic in the world, but, it's like I don't believe in astrology.
Right.
And it's the easiest goddamn thing to fool anybody. You could learn it in 10 minutes. Oh, I feel lonely. Well, that's because you're Sagittarius. I really never feel lonely because you're Sagittarius.
Right.
No, I'm very strong-willed. Of course you are, Capricorn.
Right. Let me guess, you also tend to trust people very easily.
What? How does they? We did not meet before this. I did not supply you.
You're a Sagittarius.
Oh man, but now let me think. What am I going to do for your? That's what my grandfather used to say. What are you going to get me for your birthday?
Yeah.
What are you going to get me for? I'm in a very good mood. I just realized.
Oh, good.
It's
my birthday.
That's what I just for a second fooled myself into thinking it was kind of my birthday. But on the other hand, I could say maybe I was for the first time in my life feeling other people's joy.
It seems unlikely.
I don't know. I used to love that line in the Christmas Carol. I don't know. You might be a bit of undigested beef, he says to one of the ghosts. Andy, how many times are you going to reference the fact that you were... Oh, by the way, I came to this conclusion, and it really made me very sad, is that I have decided that Jesus Christ Superstar sucks.
Yes! Welcome aboard.
I mean, I'm really mad about it now.
Really?
Because I thought it was, first of all, well, for my age, which was 14 or whenever it came out, it was the best way for me to receive the Jesus story. It was a good way.
Oh, my wife still loves it like it's good.
Well, I'm not completely off on it because I love a song. I love a song that's like, I don't know. She's a prostitute, but I don't know how to love him. Normally she would because she's a prostitute.
Wow, you really are reading between the lines here.
Oh, I thought she was. I thought Mary Magdalene was a prostitute.
Yeah, she was. No, I mean, I was being sarcastic.
I had I almost let a Jew fool me. You don't have any facts on that. Well, actually, you've seen the Ten Commandments. Is the Ten Commandments about the Jews, or is
it's all Jews, Jews and Egyptians? Not a Christian in the movie.
And what's the scene in the Ten Commandments? Remember the scene? He's alone. He's alone on the beach.
Yeah.
Because you goddamn did it, you damn goddamn pussy lickers. I didn't mean that. I don't know what I meant.
Wow.
I did not mean. I just completely.
That is the worst Joe Biden impression I've ever heard.
You did it, didn't you, you pussy lickers? What does he say that you goddamn blew it, right? Is that what he says?
You did it! You blew it up! Damn you all to hell!
You pussy lickers!
You pussy lickers! You did it! You licked the pussy!
There's no way when we are cancel cultured to explain this. When they cancel
That's why the Statue of Liberty is on her back. Am I right?
I like the idea that you're freshening up.
How about these harbor chicks, ladies and gentlemen? I'd like to go up on her.
I like that voice. That voice right there is like the voice I've always been going for with my Catskill sound.
Oh, I'd
like him to do this.
We can, from now on, we can lip sync it.
Oh, this was so much. Why did that last 5 minutes bring me so much fun? Is it because my penis was involved?
It might have. I don't know. If you mention your penis again, I'm hanging up.
No, but that would be. That's exactly what I wanted to do when I went to the doctor and I asked him about it. I said, "Doctor, oh God, this is what I used to do when I was in a duo. Yeah. Literally 4 seconds into the bit,
just sigh.
Oh God. Oh well, what's your name? What is your name, sir? I'm Eddie. I'm at the Lakers game with you. Oh God.
Welcome to the Kindler seminar. Today we're going to work on our self-defeated sighs.
The secret of comedy is to bail and hang it on the other guy. I don't know. This is your bit. The old "who wrote this shit" look is what I always have on my face. Oh my God, I am enjoying your birthday. This is one of my best
versions of your birthday. What did we do last year? Let's just to tell people what quarantine is really like, in case they don't know. What was last year? What did you do last year? I think I remember you went to a hotel. No. That was your anniversary.
No. Maybe, yeah. Hard to remember last year. Last year was so many years ago.
Oh, you know what? Last year was the year you didn't get the Cat's Stray.
That's right. I got a guitar last year. Allison got me. I remember that.
Whoa! How come I haven't seen it?
I don't know.
We don't usually bring it out.
No.
What kind of guitar is it?
An acoustic.
Oh. I worked at the Guitar Center, and I still have no deep knowledge of anything except for pre-CBS. So it is always usually an alienating conversation. Are those the original humbuckers?
Right.
Did it come with a pickup in it?
How did you work with the? Yeah, it's an acoustic electric. Did you work at Guitar Center?
Oh yeah, I thought I told you that. I worked at Guitar Center for 6 months at the worst time period I could have worked in it, in the worst area I could have worked. It was almost like a symbol of where my music career went.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a sad time in any artist's life, I think.
Oh, this was like it's like the scene in Spinal Tap, where he says this gives a little perspective, a little too much fucking perspective,
right,
to be working in an actual Guitar Center, and also one that it would have been good if it was a busy Guitar Center, but it was down in Hawthorne. Nobody ever came in. I can't believe now that they're still open, the Guitar Center.
No one's on their way to a gig in Hawthorne.
What's the difference between a frog hopping across the road and someone walking across the road in Hawthorne?
The frog had a gig.
Yeah. I jerry-rigged an old joke to work with your joke. I hope you enjoyed it.
That's good.
I made it for yourself. Yeah, that was a terrible job. I left University Stereo on June something 1983 because I wrote that down. I sold stereos for a living.
Yeah.
For
June 1983, this was, you said?
Yeah, I stopped in 1983, and then I worked for Guitar Center, but just for 6 months. It was so bad. I made minimum wage. I don't know how anybody couldn't.
But was it like, did you go, that's it? I'm going music full time, fuck this stereo job, and then you had to get the Guitar Center job, or did you go straight from stereos to Guitar Center?
I went from stereos to Guitar Center just because I could get the job.
Yeah.
And I was always hoping that I would find something that wasn't horrible to do, which I didn't find until I became a waiter, which I just happened to love. And it was like, oh, you can do something you somewhat like. That's a nice thing. But I was so depressed. I would say that would be the most depressed since I left college, was behind the counter at Guitar Center.
Yeah. And what's the biggest thing you stole while you were there?
Oh, even though I stole money from my mom's pocketbook, I've never stolen from any employer anything, and that's mostly. Well, I don't think it's probably that good to steal from where you work.
No,
but also, but in my case, I was more afraid of getting arrested for everything.
Right. That was not, and it was no. I wasn't basing that question on the fact that you stole from your mother. By the way, it's not.
Now,
it's not like all roads stem from there now.
So what if
I'm just saying,
said,
young musician working at Guitar Center was really what I was thinking.
Okay, well, I can tell this story since my sister is no longer with us. That she had a boyfriend who worked at EJ Corvettes, and you know what? Have you heard that name?
No.
Oh wow! So that was just a place on the island.
I mean, it sounds like a bad chain restaurant, but I don't know what it is.
Well, it was kind of a big department store. It was a kind of like a music store, and he would steal literally 20, 30. I don't know if he left nothing in the store, so
Wow.
he was the first thief I'd really.
Seems like
really
the story might have gained steam over the years.
Well, that's an exaggeration joke. What do you want from me? It was out here's an area that you also would never have heard of, but anybody from New York would hear of. EJ Corvettes was in Roosevelt Field.
Okay.
You know what's interesting is I actually thought you would have a reaction to that. Wow, Andy.
What?
Oh, you mean like the president?
What is that really? You got something named after a president? Wow.
But even I thought it was like special because it was named Roosevelt Field.
Sure. I'm sure the people in Lincoln, Nebraska feel the same way.
Well, we had terrible I feel that when you shop for anything on the West Coast, it's better than shopping in New York. I used to not enjoy when I would go shopping in New York.
Yeah.
Everything, the malls were not great.
No, I could imagine.
And I had a shopping center near me.
And what was that called?
The shopping center.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it? CENTRE?
No, we weren't British. I really cannot get rid of my childlike desire to have that same. In fact, I think where I live now is very reflective of that. I really did enjoy being able to walk to things.
Yeah.
So it's like going back to my old days here. Oh my God, I'm starting to really not like myself now.
So this is why you bought the condo in the Nixon Arms.
The Nixon Arms?
Yes.
What does that mean?
It was a play on Roosevelt Field being impressive.
Oh my God. I am not going to blame myself for not getting that connection.
I bet, if I had to poll our listeners, I bet they tracked what I was talking about.
Well, our listeners are generally smarter than me, aren't they?
Well, I'm going with smart. You can compare.
Than me. I'll add the than me. Or I'll add than both people. No, you're smarter than me. I don't listen. I like to pretend that I'm stupid to cover up the fact that I feel stupid.
You're a very smart man, Andy. Very
smart.
You're very smart.
Are you sure?
You're very smart.
Thank you, Josh. You don't have to say that. I'm done, my friend. Are we low on time? Is that what you're worried about?
No.
I'm not really done.
That's
Why
okay.
did I say it then?
I don't know.
It's your goddamn birthday.
Yeah.
It's your birthday. I apologize for that.
Well, that's okay. That's, you're done.
No, Josh, you need to I would cast you in anything right now. Because that was perfect. Well, why wouldn't I cast you before? But just put it over the top.
Okay, good.
No, you're done, Andy. It's your birthday, so why should...
As we were leaving the meat company, I started talking to you about tongue, and what did you tell me?
That tongue's really good. I grew up eating it.
You grew up eating tongue, and I guess everyone in your family, everyone in your neighborhood, everyone you went to school with, eating tongue was not that big a deal, was it?
No, eating tongue to us is like eating bologna for you.
Yeah, everybody did it.
Correct.
Now, did you eat the tongue like a tongue sandwich that we just finished having at Langer's this morning?
Both ways. You could eat a tongue sandwich, which is cold, or a tongue taco, which is hot.
A tongue taco?
Yeah, that's more of the Mexican way.
Okay, so did you ever eat hot tongue sandwich?
No, usually it's cold tongue sandwich.
Cold tongue sandwich or hot tongue tacos?
Correct.
Hello, my friend. It's a day after your birthday, and I wrote this song for you. It's a song for an aging Jew named Josh. That's it. That's all I got so far.
May I speak to Susan Malgin, please?
Oh my God, who is this? Hey, you know what? You did a pretty good hide your voice.
That's good. It didn't help that my name is up on your screen, but still.
Yeah, but the voice could overcome that. And did you get any special birthday RTs today?
No, nothing that special.
No RTs?
No.
Are you telling me that none of your great friends copied a link? Copied you on a link or something like that? I don't know. I guess the first example of the joke, if it was a joke, was the best.
It was a sad.
Sometimes first
sad,
thought
painful
theater is
joke.
the best.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't know. Well, it's Friday. I'm feeling that I feel it. I feel the weekend. I'm getting ready for the weekend.
Yeah, big Memorial Day plans.
Anything else happened after? There was still plenty of time for hijinks last night after I got off the phone with you.
Yeah.
And what happened?
No, nothing. I just, read the rest of the original birthday wishes that people wrote.
Right. But you know what's really
I think more special? When people RT it, and then they add a comment like, okay, Admiral, happy birthday, Admiral. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I am such a healthy person now. My therapist said, this is a new thing I learned. Let me look back at my notes. She said when I'm faced with a situation like this, hey, you can kiss my ass.
Ah, okay.
Did you think I was really looking at notes?
No, I did not.
I'm a pretty good actor besides that.
I'm a good actor, right?
Yeah. No, I understand. We all know that growth and comfort are at the different ends of the spectrum, and you chose comfort once again. We understand.
You can't use my therapy against me.
Yes, I can.
You can't.
There's one thing that I will not tolerate, Mr. Weinstein. I will not tolerate you joking about my therapy. Why can't I do even one interesting voice that's not mine?
You can't escape. You can't escape.
You ready? You want my Russian guy?
Sure.
Look, you stupid American. I don't know. I can't do it. I'm really. No, if I was watching Mission Impossible, like I used to watch it all the time, I could go, I am from Bulgaria. You know what? I feel like I'm on the spotlight. What is this, Friday request night? Already I know I'm getting ready, even though I didn't ask for questions, but I'm getting ready for, can you do, I can't remember his name. The Nazi. Gregory Peck.
Yes.
As
Dr. Joseph Mengele.
What if Gregory Peck had been my lunch lady when I was in grade school?
Would you like some more corn? Jew?
Wait, sir, this person called me a Jew.
Aren't you a Jew?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry,
what's
sir.
the problem?
Now, what if James Mason was also at the same, standing next to, for some reason they both had a job in my grade school cafeteria? Well, I wonder how that would sound.
I see you've loaded up on corn. How about, have you saved any room for apple cobbler?
Every time you do this, I think of the one person who wrote in, I'm getting a little tired of the impression requests.
Oh, well. My wife is currently downstairs as we speak watching Lolita.
Ooh. I don't know why you act like that. Is that the one that was Steven Spielberg? No, I mean, what's his name? Stanley Kramer? No, what's his name? Stanley Kubrick?
Why, yes. Yes, it is.
I watched that movie. I can't remember one goddamn thing from that movie. I don't think it was that good a movie. I would have remembered more.
That's wholly incorrect. It's a fantastic movie, and you're an idiot.
Well, may I say, for someone who doesn't normally enjoy pop culture arguments, you've jumped in whole hog, or whatever you call it. The water's warm.
Well, you're the one who lashed out at my film.
Why do I feel like if you were in solitary confinement, you would probably fare better than most because you'd do James Mason to yourself?
I would do James Mason on Thursdays.
And Friday would you do Ever G? Let me out of here, say.
No, that's hackneyed.
The last thing I'd be worried about if I'm in the hole is the quality of my comedy.
Friday is my day for Huelhauser.
So you would be like the happiest guy in prison then, right?
It's lunchtime. That's fantastic.
Yeah, but it's all slop, Yule. It's horrible. You're in prison.
It's the highlight of my day, this slop.
So maybe that's
this brick of nutrition that's sort of carroty, but also kind of like toast. It's fantastic. I don't know how they make that. It's like some sort of protein loaf.
Would you say that was worth killing your cameraman finally after all those years?
I didn't need a protein loaf to make that worthwhile.
I can't think of the name of his Tony, are you getting this?
Lou.
I would like to have seen the Lou documentary, working with Mr. Positive for 40 years in a row. How would that be? Oh my God.
It's all POV. It's actually just the shows. All right, we're going to go to questions. Sous vide, with the commitment that few have, is here to say, hey, Vin Scully, has the situation improved? Sent mid-April. Apparently, he thought this gag would go on and on and on, and every indication is he was right.
It sounds like Vince Scully who's drunk or something.
Well, I'm not above it.
He's alive, right?
Vin Scully is very much alive.
I hate when things trend.
I lost the
and
impression.
I hate that what's that?
I lost the impression.
No. Every time his name trends, they go, "Oh, I thought it would be something wrong." Why don't you just wait till he? I just can't explain why these things anger me so much. Yeah. Every time someone's mentioned, someone else comes in. When I heard that Schmoopy, I thought he was dead. Funny gif. Funny gif of a guy looking surprised. We really have not. This is not the future, like you promised me.
No, it's not. It all went sideways.
The Jetsons are more attractive than what we've become. Plus, she was hot. Didn't you think?
Judy or
I don't remember.
Jane?
I can't. I was not attracted to Jetsons, if that's what your question would be. Although, you know what? Wilma was hot.
Chaotic Neutral says, hey guys, I was thinking about getting a new pillow, but don't want to support a tool of fascist propaganda. Do you have any recommendations? What's your current pillow situation like?
Well, the thing is, I don't know about you, Josh, but I don't believe that there's one miracle pillow. That's where I never wanted a miracle pillow. I never wanted to spend time watching someone pitch me a pillow. So I wouldn't even know how to answer that question because I try different things all the time.
Well, you need to have an pillow epiphany is what you need to have. Come around to the right way of thinking, the way Jesus wants you to.
Well, you have Tempur-Pedic, so and your neck is all.
But I don't have any real pillow advice for you, really. I'm constantly in pillow flux.
God, that guy.
I like a pillow for about a month and then it turns on me. So I don't want to be the person who's giving you bad advice.
Do you think he's completely not self-aware or he's just a complete snake oil salesman? It doesn't matter.
Probably more of the latter.
Yeah, he doesn't think he's made a good pillow. He's done nothing in his life.
Dan Wade says, hey guys, I enjoyed last week's show. My ears perked up when Josh bemoaned that he couldn't get a cold sushi warm rice carryout. My uncle ran a McDonald's and we have 10,000 McDLT containers in the basement.
Oh, wait. So is that like he steals them or something?
No, they just discontinued the McDLT.
Well, why would he have the containers?
My uncle ran a McDonald's, and we have a $10,000 Okay, is that enough?
Yeah, his uncle ran a McDonald's. I still don't understand why they're in the... Okay, look, I take jokes too serious. I take statements and letters and emails too seriously, or literally.
Yeah, and yet still don't understand them. So what's the point?
I don't think I understood that one.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Well, I don't care.
Get it. Well, maybe you should care. Maybe it's the way you're reading them. You ever think of that? Oh, God. I'm going crazy.
Emilio Fox, how are you, Emilio?
Hi, Emilio.
Have you guys been able to maintain your exercise regimens during the lockdown?
I walk.
Do you walk?
Yes.
I've been doing ab stuff semi-regularly. Not as much as probably if I was still going to the trainer, but I am doing ab stuff.
I would say that I seriously, and I don't know why I would lie, but I walk about 2 miles 4 days a week or 5 days a week. And that's quarantine walking. I used to walk longer before. And I brought the Bosu ball up into the house.
I'm sorry.
Which I really do like that. Yeah. I said the Bosu ball.
No. I mean, I'm trying to think of what, and that's quarantine walking. I don't know what that means.
That means I'm kind of like when it used to be the old days, I would go walk for 4 or 5 miles because I would go into various establishments and buy things. You know what I mean? I took it as an afternoon. Now I don't do that anymore. Are you still awake, or have I dozed off?
It's hard to say. One of us is
It is hard to say.
One of us is having a bad dream.
But you use a Bosu ball, don't you?
I do.
I think you told me you do. I think it's really good.
It's not really a ball, though.
What do they call it?
It's just the Bosu, I think. I've heard
What
people,
if I find out?
I've heard people call it a Bosu ball, but it's not a ball. It's not even fully half a ball.
Are you working on a Seinfeld chunk? Why do they call it a Bosu ball?
It's not a ball.
It's half a ball.
Not even.
I don't know why they call it. You know what? I'm sick of them. And I don't like the people who do the upside down teeter-totter either. I think that killed my sister. I saw her doing it when I went back to bed. One day after she did that teeter-totter, gone. I'm trying to make myself laugh now with inappropriate jokes about my sister. Maybe that's a new low.
No, I don't think so. You've been way lower.
I don't think so.
You've been way lower than that, first of all. And secondly, it's a teeter-totter, so it'll come back up.
Oh, it turns out my mother wasn't dead. I just found this.
She was just faking until you went away.
She was just really complaining. No, it's got to be something funnier than that. She's not dead. Turns out she was, I don't need this. What am I, Henny Youngman?
Should we hang here until you finish your dead mom joke, or should we?
I don't want to say my mom's dead, but she's no longer living.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got it. If you are in the mode where you know your mom is dead, there's nothing I could probably do that would get me sad right now, because I know I'm doing it to myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I would never try to make you sad.
No, but I wonder if I could make myself sad. Of
course you can make yourself sad. You can make yourself sad in 30 seconds.
I know. I'm already sad. I don't feel good now. When I said that, I felt bad. No, it's good. It's good. And I like that CNN, thank you for running repeat coronavirus town halls. I mean, come on, CNN. It's the only thing you have to do is cover this goddamn coronavirus. And I realize I'm watching a Dr. Fauci repeat.
It's like it's the most useless material in the world you're doing.
I know. And at least now you know how Susan feels. She gets it all the time. Except the only thing it's missing is I even more hit her hard for why she's not laughing.
Now Tweet Bahara says, as much as I love you guys, that doesn't sound good. Gotta say, you both have it wrong. It's not about what you owe Dave Foley or he owes you. It's about us. We want to hear Dave Foley and you guys goofing around. The cup of coffee, folks. It's very hostile.
Well, I like what he's saying there, but the only thing about it is it might require me doing something.
Well, I don't want to do Dave Foley on the phone, so I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Well, then I think that you've, But he's saying it's not about what you want. He's saying it's about what he wants.
No, He's saying you feel guilty. I'm saying no point in feeling guilty. He's going, we should both feel guilty.
Right. And you're saying you're not having any part of it.
I'm not having any part of it. We try. And if you want to
you
hear us goofing around with Dave Foley, listen to us on Dave Foley's show, which is why he was on ours.
I like when you get steamed because it's good. It's a good thing.
I won't take this emotional blackmail with the cup of coffee, folks.
Oh, and this is a little emotional blackmailing. These are the people who pay your coffee.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's good. That's good. What kind of a horrible comic says that's good after they laugh? Me.
Seth Dick III says, I was thinking after this whole thing blows over, you guys, and two groups of loyal listener tweeters could barnstorm across the country playing softball or basketball. You'd each captain a team? What do you think?
I think it's great.
Mostly I like the word barnstorm, he says.
Well, I also like the idea of future ideas of how people are going to interact intimately, sliding into base.
All of these. I think I'd prefer if we all went on the Chitlin circuit together.
I don't see why we already have the format. We already have the Zoom. Why would we go back to having to leave the house? I don't get it.
Are you never coming back once this is over?
No, I'm coming back, but I am beginning to, I'm beginning to. I mean, it's like, could it be 2 years that we're going to be live?
I don't know, but I can't do 5 nights a week for 2 years.
No. Are you ready to cut it back to 4 nights?
We might do 4 next week because Alex is moving on next weekend and he wants a shorter show. He literally put in a request in advance for a shorter show.
Where is Alex? Where is he going?
He's moving to another place here in LA.
Oh, okay. How's he doing?
He's doing okay, I think.
Well, I got to give him a call. Yeah, Andy. Why don't you?
Yeah.
Who's that person? Who's that guy? Why didn't you call him, Andy? I will call him.
When did Voice of Decency show up in your head?
At long, I have this guy comes every once in a while and goes, have you no shame at long last? He just pops in. He's very upset. Have you no shame?
Not Tweet Bahar is back. Okay, this one's a little friendlier. For better or worse, we're open for business here in Austin. Listening to you guys talking about still being in lockdown makes me feel like a spy peeking in your windows or a funnier image.
I'm really intrigued, if I could even use that word seriously. Are they really in restaurants and stuff in Austin? I just can't. I can't imagine it. How open are they?
I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll check it. I'll have to check that out.
They're so open that when people come and sit down for dinner, they're immediately infected with the coronavirus.
Apparently, it's interesting that my mother knew about social distancing before anybody else.
No, that was emotional distancing. It's a whole different ball.
Oh, that's right. Emotional distancing. But you think it's funny that my mother wouldn't let me come within 6 feet of her? Hey, they must have had Josh, they must have had some kind of a virus when I was a small child. Because my mother, I wasn't allowed to touch my mother.
My mother had even stricter guidelines. She went with a 10-foot pole.
Hey, is that yours now?
No, you can have it. Go ahead.
No, that's yours, though. That should be yours.
No, but people buy your mother hating you more than me.
Plus, my mother more recently died. Your mother's they're going to make a statue at some point if you keep whining about it. What am I doing?
What the hell?
What am I doing? What have I become?
He's just taking on Rickles rhythm with no text
with no material.
Greg Kelly says, I just want to hear James Mason say, Moses supposes his toes were roses, but supposes erroneously.
Well,
I won't do it.
He got his. Don't do it.
I'm not doing it.
I think you should open up. I think you should only do a James Mason Cameo account.
I think I should. I think you're right.
I bet people would buy it too. It's like double dipping with thought spiral people.
I'd like to wish you a very happy 60-day sobriety anniversary. Jumpy Bean says, what is one of your go-to flavor bases starting a dish? I like to mix it up, but I find myself using the same basic ingredients 90% of the time. Onions, garlic, olive oil, chili pepper, and turmeric. Thanks, Jim Rader.
Well, everything that he said, I get what he's saying, but I couldn't. His base is too spicy for me, right? It's too spicy.
It's chili pepper. It's too spicy.
It's just regular chili pepper.
Oh, but is it spicy?
It's just chili pepper.
But that's very hot, right?
It's very spicy, right? I don't know. It makes my mouth and then.
Well, you're going to have to move on down the road, sir.
And then it's a bit of chili pepper, and it's not hot, you will eat it.
I don't have a wide palate when it comes to herbs and spices, really. I tend to stay in sort of that same zone pretty much. But my cooking is more about just nailing the prep of it.
Right.
With pretty simple flavors. I like the flavors of the ingredients a lot. And I'm more... My goal in cooking is generally to just to nail the cooking of it.
Yep. I think that's what you do.
And I buy,
that's how I would
really
say
good
it.
ingredients to make that worthwhile.
Yeah. But one thing I just want to say, it's a little bit off topic, but Susan again made that amazing tomato sauce.
Oh yeah, it's a solid sauce, and you can really build out from that sauce too.
Yeah. We've been making a lot of food. It's been good.
Yeah, me too. I don't mind it most of the time, but I would really like to go out to like a steakhouse or something.
Yeah, I do miss that.
Have like a really good professional waiter and.
Are you going to? But you know what the thing is? The idea that you're there and everyone's bundled up, it makes it less appetizing. I'm not saying I want to go in there without the bundling up, but I'm wondering if you can go into a restaurant, be all bundled up, separated, and still feel like you're dining out. Yeah,
I think they'll have. I think there'll be a lot of lucite and plexiglass dividers between tables, so you'll feel like you're in more of a booth.
Yeah, and it is. From what I am understanding, it's supposed to slow down before it comes back up again. Maybe, right? Like the summer, it will maybe slow down, and then it'll come up in the fall. Well, but then other people are saying it's not going to stop at all.
There is no supposed to. I mean, it's all determined. it's all determined by people's behavior.
I like my concept of science. Is what's supposed to happen there, Josh?
Fritz Coleman said.
What does it normally happen when we have these worldwide horrible pandemics?
But hopefully it will. But I really feel very pessimistic that this opening is going to go well. I mean, there's so many states that don't even have mask regulations.
Yeah, it's just there's no corollary to it in the history of our country. Even Nixon was not a corollary to this. I like to use corollary. I'm so proud of myself with my big words.
I got nothing but sarcasm, so I'm going to move on.
Yeah, there's no really. That was fine. A nice harumph is how you should have.
Adam Nicollet says, what is the proper response to people who can't wait for things to get back to, quote, normal? I always want to explain that things might feel normal again, but the world as it was around the Super Bowl has changed forever.
That's interesting. That's a heavy letter to write. I mean, it's true. I mean,
I take a counterpoint there. I think,
okay.
I think in 2 years you're going to be shocked at how much things have gone back to normal.
I think I'm going to go with because I like to play both sides of the fence. I think that there is going to be. There will be a back to normal type thing, but
I mean, I think we'll always be aware that this can happen now.
Yes, which we weren't before. Yeah,
but I think is it going to be exactly the same? No, I think we're going to have outbreaks of this virus, and who knows what other one's going to come up.
And handshaking.
I think even handshaking will probably come back. Honestly,
see, I think handshaking should go away.
I think it won't, but I think in LA it probably will. I think
I feel it's
LA
it
10
only
years
reflects...
ago. 10 years ago, people were getting into "I give good bow."
That's a good name for a bow place.
Yeah. There was Take a Bow about down there.
I know it closed. God damn it!
Because their stupid fucking name. That's why.
Yeah, that's right. You can't. People don't name a restaurant that you want to remain open with a pun.
Do not cheapen your ethnic food with a pun.
You can't do it. Even if it's the most hilarious thing ever, you're going to, 8 days in, I wish I could think of another example that would take home the joke. Like, would you really open up you're baking me crazy is another example. You're baking me crazy. You would not have, that's the one part of that Hallmark movie.
This place is completely falafel.
You are delighted. You really are delighted by your whimsical side.
Yeah. Why?
You have a lot of whimsy.
Why would you have a whimsical side if it didn't delight?
Good point. Solid point. Nicely played.
Jordy says this one's for quiz show kid Andy Kindler. J. Elvis Weinstein is disqualified because he just watched California Split, where Gould and Siegel bet on this. For 5 cups of coffee, can you name the 7 dwarfs?
Oh my God! First of all,
You got me so excited. Okay, you ready? Grumpy, sneezy. Is there a sneezy? Sleepy? I'm done.
Oh, man.
Did I get any of them right?
Grumpy, sleepy.
Sneezy?
There might be.
No sneezy.
I think there might be sneezy, but dopey, doc.
Oh, I
happy,
know dopey. There's no one.
Bashful.
I would hate if there was one called moron, because then that would remind me. Wouldn't that be terrible to remind me of myself, right? Because I'm kind of a moron, right?
Yes. Whistle. Yes.
That was a good tactic, though. That was a good tactic. Why even wait? Yeah, you are a moron. And in fact, I'm not ashamed to say it because you don't really get it.
Do your big number. Whistle while you're dumb. Hi ho, there's so much I don't know.
Oh my God, you are. I wish we had we should have a weekly thing.
We should. Commish G says, my friend is wondering if she should cash the $1,200 stimulus check sent to her mother who died 2 years ago.
I didn't mean to laugh.
My friend is the executor. I say it's her patriotic duty to spend it. What do you guys say?
No, I can't go that route.
No, I can't. I cannot broadcast the advice that you that you do a federal crime, even if it is your friend, even if it's your friend that you're putting up to it.
And yeah, it's no skin off your nose.
Right.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
No, that's one. That's one of those ones where some senator could get a bug up his ass and go, "Did you see how this was mismanaged? I am going to get to the bottom of every fraudulent claim of this entire boondoggle."
Man, you do a good. You and Bob Odenkirk, because Bob Odenkirk is a great senator. He's like a senator.
Yeah.
I didn't do a good impression of it there. But you both do wonderful voice work.
Why, thank you.
Oh, God.
Stephen Elton Yates.
Hey, Stephen Elton Yates.
Thanks for the great birthday message. That was so good that Andy felt like that's the one to retweet.
Yes, RT.
Because you tagged his name in my birthday message. That's the only reason I got a birthday wish from Andy.
You know, I was so overcome by his sentiments that I could no longer go on and compose my own post.
Stephen Elton Yates says, I understand Thunderbird Wine did an ad with Jay Leno after the success of the James Mason campaign.
Really?
But Mason had to coach Leno to get a good read. I further understand that a wire recording of this exists, yes?
Yes. Did he write yes at the end?
He did, yes.
That's good.
I don't know. I don't know if you even heard the Thunderbird Wine commercial. You would have had to.
No, I haven't.
You would have had to listen to the show to hear that.
I love that bumper. Good.
Excellent. Yes. Now, Mr. Leno, if you're going to succeed me in this campaign, I think you need to first taste the wine, as it were. You're not going to.
Oh, am I Leno?
I was hoping you were.
I was enjoying it like I was in the studio audience. Yeah, sure. So, I've never spent any of my my wine money. I've never had to spend any of my wine money.
That's fantastic. I don't know why you keep telling me that.
Because people need to know. People need to know. If they're doing badly, they should know I'm doing good.
Okay, now repeat after me. Thunderbird wine has an interesting taste.
Yeah, Thunderbird wine has an interesting taste, eh?
Oh, you'll do fine.
Yeah. Interesting. You know what? I lose Leno halfway through and it still doesn't matter. Here's something.
Christy W. says, do your wives make you laugh? And which comedians other than yourselves do they like?
Ooh. Well, I think we kind of have the same enjoy the same comics, and my wife is very funny.
Yeah, my wife makes me laugh frequently, and she laughs at me, which is also a bonus after 25 years. And I don't know, she doesn't watch a lot of comedy, I gotta say.
Does she suggest, Susan came up with Andy Kindler Superstar is the name of my Instagram account, and she's come up with joke punchlines for me over the years.
Yeah.
Does that happen with Allison?
No.
With your act?
Allison does not involve herself in my shit at all.
She won't even watch the Dick Van Dyke Show. I don't know why
it took her 2 years to watch the DeBar movie.
Wow. That must be, I wonder why that is, but maybe that's good.
Well, let's be honest. Some of it's self-absorption on her part.
No.
Which she'd cop to, I think.
She will. I'll send her the.
There's also, I'm not looking for advice or.
Yes, that's true.
I'm rarely in that space where I'm like, I'm looking for notes.
Yeah. Whereas
although I do have a read, when I finish a script, she's generally the first to read it.
Well, I run by all my material with Susan at some point because she can. It's good. She likes it.
Yeah.
She doesn't like the endless, unfunny sentences that I think are funny.
Chrissy W. also finishes the question with, thank you so much for your dedication to spiralers everywhere. If you guys would want to do virtual gigs, I'm sure many of us would gladly pay to, quote, attend.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. But I think both of us are on the same thing. We already have a thing that we do. So the only other thing we could do is to arrange like a stand-up thing. But It sounds like a lot of work. What do you think? Well, what are we going to do? We're going to do like me. Do you like our podcast? We're appearing virtually. I mean, we could do that.
All right. Here's all the jokes I've slipped into conversation over the last 3 weeks. Michelle Weiscarver.
Michelle Weiscarver, you are something else entirely of Germanic roots.
Michelle Weiscarver says, as musicians, does it drive you gentlemen batshit when you're watching a show or movie and someone on screen is pretending to play an instrument and it's painfully obvious that they have no clue? Finger movements not even remotely matching the music. Makes me nuts!
Well, not only do I agree with her, but I was also in the camp of I wanted musicals to be actual performances, which is, I think, what Bogdanovich tried in that musical he did. I just happened to listen to that.
Yeah, some have tried it. It sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. I mean, I think that Les Mis was all that they just made a few years ago.
I never saw that because my mother liked it too much. I couldn't get near it. Was it good?
I didn't watch it either because it's a musical.
I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm almost never happy with anything that's like not real. Like if it's a Saturday Night Live and they find out they were playing, I get I don't like it. But sometimes you have to do it. You have to do it, right?
Yeah, I think any good actor will do the due diligence to make themselves not look like a total moron.
Well, I'm great at the piano if you don't show the piano part.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just like emoting back and
like
forth.
Ralph the dog.
I don't know who that is.
It's a Muppet.
Okay.
Dan Marsh says, what skill or profession would you be really good at but have absolutely no interest in pursuing? And the reverse, what skill or profession do you find fascinating but you'd never be any good at? I think I would be a decent therapist or teacher, but don't have an interest in pursuing that. And I think I would like to be a flavor scientist.
I think that's a cool thing.
Like one of those people who finds like, I've just found cherry number 4. It's the cherry flavor. I've actually did some research about flavor science for a movie idea I had once. So it's something that sort of fascinates me.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fascinating because it's like when I would try to order, anytime I try to order any of those Trader Joe's or Costco frozen lobster things, that they're tasteless. You always feel like if they could just inject a little lobster into it.
Number 3. Yeah.
Number 3 would be good.
Yeah.
What was the question you were answering?
It was, what profession would you be good at but have no interest in pursuing? I'll go one at a time for you.
Oh, I don't know. See, I wanted to be a lawyer, but I do have it, but I don't think I would have. If law was like
comedy, then it could have been fun. But I think I would have been a good lawyer, but I don't think I would have enjoyed it.
How would law have to be more like comedy for you to enjoy it?
Because I would have wanted to do courtroom law. What's that called?
Trial law.
Trial law. Yeah. Because I did that a little bit. I've done a little bit when I defended my ex-girlfriend for the unemployment department. I just felt like it used some of the same performing skills, Yeah. So I think I would be okay with that. But I don't know if I'd want to do it.
Okay.
It doesn't seem as fun. It doesn't seem as fun as stand-up comedy. That
sounds more like the profession you find fascinating, but you wouldn't be good at, which is the second question.
The one that I wouldn't be good at would be some kind of mathematician or something. I mean,
yeah.
I do wish I had.
Do you find that fascinating though?
Well, I find science fascinating, and but I don't find the. How
about zoology for you?
I don't even know if that is even really. Is it a study of animals?
Yes.
Is it the categorization of animals?
Yes.
All right. I'll try it. What does it pay, as they say in Final Tap?
It pays.
I wouldn't want to do any job that... No, the question about fascinates me, but I couldn't do it. I don't know. I just don't... I want to be a doctor, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because of OCD.
Right. That's why.
No, I probably wouldn't be good at it. I don't know. I tell myself I can do anything. I'm in that school where, unless it's like ballet that you're starting when you're 60,
right.
I don't see why I shouldn't be able to do anything, except I don't feel that way about math things, because I just don't really get it.
I find that a strange dichotomy, that you believe that you can do anything and yet you're constantly telling yourself you're terrible.
Well, that's how you react when you were put down, is you react by saying, I will show you.
Oh, good one, Einstein.
Yeah. What's that mean?
Nothing. I was just putting you down to make you.
Oh, I got that. Yeah. Nice going, Einstein.
Yeah.
You got me, though. I thought you were putting me down. I didn't think you were putting me down. I thought you were putting me down.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No.
That's crazy talk.
You don't needle.
Yo ho 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 she yo ho 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 ho.
Is this how you're a trained singer? Is that you doing voice work for singing?
Yes. Yoshi says, thank you guys for not sending the Yamamoto song to the unemployment line. Stopping and restarting the theme song economy is harder than it looks. How out of sync were we? I had 2 questions in 5 tweets last week, but only tagged 2, so Josh read it as a single question. Oh, stupid Josh.
He didn't say that, did he?
No, I said the oh, stupid Josh part.
Oh. This seems like a nitpicky kind of a... we're supposed to see Yoshi at some point. We'll see people at some point.
At some point we will, yeah.
Yeah.
He said when this is over, he's going to come out and we're going to...
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really an actual date.
Yes. I still don't understand the question that you just read.
Well.
Do you?
Yeah.
He said that you could... Okay, forget it. It's not going to help me to ask more.
It was really from 2 weeks ago that this happened.
Yeah.
So.
Well, why would someone do that to me? They know I don't have any 2-week memory.
Well, it was me that I was the problem.
Ah.
He knows you were just a passenger.
That's right.
You were just Thurston Howell on my minnow.
You're the straw that stirs the drink.
Seth Dick says, what time of day do you record these? Pretty much 9 p.m.
Yes, that's an exact truth.
And we're going to read a couple of letters, and then we're going to get the hell out of here.
And are we going to decide, will we bring the listener into our decisions about when we're going to talk next week? Or should that be another missive? Off-air missive.
I don't know.
You can let me know.
I wouldn't want to upset the coffee buyers.
It's good. Oh my God.
I appreciate you coffee buyers. Don't get me wrong.
Don't get you wrong.
Andrew Fash says, since we'd all be wise to check a couple of items off our bucket list this summer, What series should I digest for the first time? MASH or Larry Sanders? I'm leaning towards Larry Sanders, but isn't there something worthy in joining the rest of the world and put MASH in my brain? Real question. Rich show is a truly must-see. Thanks, gents. This show is my lifeline, and I wouldn't get through this quarantine without it. Andy Fact.
Oh.
Well, I think I gotta say, I think you'll enjoy the hell out of Larry Sanders. I think Larry Sanders holds up. It's super funny. There's great performances, great comedy, and it's only 4 or 5 seasons as opposed to 11.
I agree with your take. I almost want to say there's no comparison in terms of the specific question that you're asking. Which one should you watch?
Well, he's asking which is more important for his cultural literacy, I think, is really the question. It's not like which is better, but it's like which is more important that he know. I think you could. Yeah. I think watch all the Larry Sanders. I think go to MASH and watch like a couple from each season.
Yeah.
And see how it grew and changed, both tonally and cast-wise.
Right.
And then if you love a particular season, just keep going.
And it's the only thing about MASH is it's hard outside of its context because they didn't want to have a laugh track, and the laugh track always kind of sounds a little weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah,
I mean it's a weird show. I mean it's a
weird show, but there's great. There's no. Here's the other thing I was thinking. There's no way you could watch every season of MASH now. You would get bored.
Yeah, you certainly would.
We watched them all over the course of the show and the reruns.
Yeah, without options for other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we both agree Larry Sanders. But, obviously, I like what your targeted MASH viewing.
Amy writes, Ahoy from the Czech Republic. I'm an American teaching English in high school here. I hope you're both healthy and well. I've been listening every week since test episode 6 and love it. It's still fresh, partly because Andy can't remember what happens from one mic to another. My question is, I'm going through conversion to Judaism and wonder if Sammy Davis Jr. could welcome me to the tribe. Some tips for being a good Jew? Love you guys. Hugs from across the pond, Amy.
That makes me, I just want to thank you for that letter. It made me so happy that someone is in the Czech Republic teaching and is enjoying us. I just love it.
And let me just say, man.
Sammy Davis is here. Hi, Sammy.
Your letter made me kfel, I must say. It really just made me kfel. I've got nachas from your letter. And I'd like to welcome you to Judaism, as it were. I think you're going to have a swinging time in this religion. I really do. I really think it's going to be a smack on daddy-o, nail on the head kind of a religion for you.
What a liar. Nobody swings to Judaism.
Hey, back off, pal.
The only time anything was ever hip about it.
I'm an ambassador for the Semites, man.
And unless Sammy Davis is in your temple, you're not going to have a good time. No. You know what I think? First of all, I think that, no one asked me to welcome her to the tribe, so who needs me to do it? But welcome to the tribe. Maybe you'll get something out of it, something like that. I'm so excited about this.
Well, let me just say that Andy isn't exactly a pristine Jew.
What do you mean by that? I think you're right.
All right, and finally tonight, a nice thing to end on. He-Ant says, good news, everyone. The plan worked. Coop and I have been catching up and agreed that a 3-month hiatus was 3 months too long. The show is just one of the things we share on a weekly basis, and it's nice to share it again. Many thanks to you, good sirs. Your old reconciled friend, He-Ant.
Oh, that's such great news, and that reflects a person who is mature. And I say that as someone who's not exactly Victor mature myself. So that's wonderful.
If you would like to support our show and then have the high ground from which to emotionally blackmail us, please go to buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral.
I like this new grudgy Weinstein.
We appreciate your support. If you don't want to spend money on support but still are a supportive type, Go to Apple Podcasts, leave us 5 stars and a nice review. Some of you are still doing that. We appreciate that a great deal. If you want a shirt or a mug, something like that, go to Zazzle.com/thought_spiral. If you want to write us during the week, thoughtspiralshow@gmail.com. Andy Kindler has a new album out called Hence the Humor, available wherever albums are sold. I have an older album called Chunks, available wherever albums are sold. And that's all the pitch.
I thought that was excellent. You said it better than I could have said it, and you did it with dedication. And I'm running out of energy now. You can tell. I'm scared, too. See, I'm scared right now. I'm scared. I know.
Because the shoe about to...